Hello, hello. Oh, let's give the old YouTubes a second to catch up with us here. Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Let me just make sure you guys can see me. I always have, there's about a 10 or 15 second delay from what I am doing and then from what I see, which means what you see delayed. Anyhow, so we'll just hang out here for a second. See a number of you in the chat, so hello and welcome. Yes, if you are watching live, thumbs up please, and if you're watching the replay, also thumbs up. Also thumbs up. All righty. Am I here? There we go. I think we're here. Good. We're here. Hi friends. Good morning. Good. Ooh, we're a little like off there, aren't we? It's all good. I'm not off. The camera's off. Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is July 20th. It's July 20th. Holy cow. Like, really, where does the time go? More than halfway through the year. And also more than halfway through the summer. All good. All good. Hello. If you are new, welcome. My name is Lael Kankar. I have a business called Lael by Mail. On Saturdays, when I'm not traveling, we are here on my YouTube channel at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and we are doing what I like to call creative listing. So usually on Thursday, I post list topics, 3 or 4, whatever it may be, and those go out in an email. A link is posted on in my Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram, pretty much everywhere. And we take those topics and we play. We make lists, but when we make lists, we're actually we're telling a story, right? We're documenting ourselves. We're telling our own story, which to me is a very important part of the whole documenting process that I think a lot of us sometimes just kind of push to the side. This is a very easy way to tell your own story because we're doing it list style. You take a topic and you make a list. Now, a little bit more fun than that. We play with stamps and die cuts and paper and lots of different things. We play and we laugh and we have fun. I always say I work with a lot of stuff, right? That's part of my business. I manufacture some of my own products. I have a website, laelbymail.com, where I offer lots of products. So pretty much everything you're going to see me working with today on the website, laelbymail.com, linked in the description box of the video as well. But I just say, all you need to play along with this is something to write with and something to write on. Those are the basics. Beyond that, you can decide what you want to use. And you may not decide to use anything else. You may take a composition book or a spiral notebook or something like that, and you're just making a fun list, right? It's a list that is still telling a story, right? So that's the important part. Write it down, tell the story. If you want to add a lot of fun things, great. If you just want to leave it super basic, great. You can use the things I'm using. You can pull from your stash. Don't put too much thought into it, right? It's all about play and having fun. As we're doing that, I work in a traveler's notebook. So we'll kind of take a look at those or kind of that process as we get going. So before I dive in, let me just check out the chat. If you're watching live, there is a live chat that takes place. I can see it on the right hand of my screen. So I will have to divert my eyes from here over to here in a sec. But depending on what device you're watching on, you may see it in different places. But if you are watching live, pop in and say hello. Sorry, lights are on, fans on. I've got to turn on another fan. It's toasty in this world, friends. Holy cow! I don't know. I don't know what temperature it is right now. It'll tell us. Hang on. Here in northern Utah, it is, well, that's not bad, 82 degrees, so not too bad, right? 10 a.m. here in northern Utah, 82. I think we're supposed to get up to like 100 or something today, but we will not be here. I'll talk about that later too. Oh yes, chat, yeah. So if you're watching live, pop in the chat and say hello. I'd love to see you. If you're new, tell us that you're new, please. It's such a wonderful group of people that join in the chat, so pop in and say hello. If you're watching the replay, you can still say hello. You'll just say hello in a comment on the video instead of the chat. So let's take a look at the chat and see who we have here. Hello, Kathy from Southern California, Carla from Arkansas, hello, Beverly, Lisa from Ottawa, Canada, Terry from Colorado, Jody from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, a beautiful 80 degrees. Jody, Upper Peninsula, so would you like be near the water, maybe? I've seen some amazingly beautiful beaches. Well, I haven't been there. I mean, I've been to Michigan, but not to those amazingly beautiful beaches that look like the Caribbean. I don't know, there's somewhere in Michigan that you're just like, holy cow, that looks amazing. Elizabeth from West Virginia. Hello, hello. Wanda from Tennessee. Hello, Sarah. Colleen from Toronto. Hello, Colleen. Nice to see you. Jackie. Jackie from the beautiful Midwest. She's happy to catch a list with me live in person. It's been too long. Well, welcome. Hello, Scraft NH. Tracy. Louisa. Hello, Louisa. She said she can only stay for a few minutes, but thanks for popping in. You guys know if you can't, stay live, always watch the replay, and you come and go as you please. It's an open house, basically an open house, right? Hello, Heidi Gilpin. I am so excited to see you at Three Craft Chicks in a couple weeks as well. I will be heading out of town on the 30th of July to go up to Spokane to teach at the Three Craft Chicks retreat. So always loads of fun. And Heidi, yes, I will have some of my products there, some of the new ones. So yeah. Ms. L, good morning, good morning. Hello, Sarah Foss. Wanda. Hello, Martine. Martine from sunny and warm Netherlands. Shirley, big Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. I always love it when you pop in and say hi, so thank you. Hello, Marilee. Oh, look at how fun. Terry said she taught a Traveler's Notebook class, TN, Traveler's Notebook class to her homeschooling group that she normally teaches sewing to. She had so much fun teaching them how a journal is like a time capsule. I love that you did that, Terry. I love that. Hello, Debbie. Oh, Debbie, one of my favorite people. One of my favorite. I mean, you guys are all my favorite people. Debbie, yes. Pam, Debbie, will I see you this year? Am I going to see you this year and any of the things? Hello, Pam. Nice to see you. Pam's enjoying her retirement. Justine, Mindy, Kim and Mindy, you guys are together again. I love that. Hello, Deborah. Raining in Minnesota. Oh my goodness, I bet it's very humid, right? Oh, that's Deborah. Crafty865, Aristis from Greece. Hello, I just will butcher that. I'll say hello, my Greece friend. Hello, my Grecian friend. How about that? Your neck of the world is on my travel bucket list. Hello, Cindy from Orange County. Jody is back. She's surrounded by 5 of the Great Lakes. She's on Superior, right? Superior. Okay. I don't know. I just know Mitten. I just know it's the Mitten. I don't know if the Mitten's this way or this way. I think it's this way, right? The Mitten, Michigan Mitten. Hello, Christy from Bakersfield. Hi, Kim. Karen. Okay. All right, friends. Tammy and Julie. Okay, friends. So, Huron is by us 2, 3. I'm wrong. Okay, friends. So, here we go. Let's just chat about a few things before I flip the camera and we start playing. First thing, I have a hard stop today, 1 o'clock. Nick and I are heading in Harvey, literally at 1 o'clock. Like he'll be in the driveway, like honking, or standing right here, turning everything off. So 1 o'clock, we are taking off for a couple days. We're going to Flaming Gorge, which is Utah, Wyoming. We've never been there before. Nick's lived here his whole life. I've lived here since 4th grade. We've never been. So we're gonna do that for a couple days. And yes, I did turn off my Bluetooth. I need to get in the habit of doing that every time because the Bluetooth causes problems. You can hear Nick in the car in Harvey when the Bluetooth we're doing anyhow. So I lost you. We stopped way early when we were together last because of that. So Bluetooth is off, so we should be good there. On it, Terry, I love it. Thank you. Terry's the official timekeeper. She's always on it. Okay, friends, so that's the first thing. Second thing, yes, second thing, Christmas in July. Christmas in July sale happening right now on my website at laelbymail.com. When you go to laelbymail.com, you'll see that big banner there. 2 important things about that. Number 1, I have all of last year's Christmas product on sale, and it's really, really good sale from like 40 to 75% off or something like that. Quite a bit of it is sold, but there's still some things left, so you should check that out. But the other thing, there is a coupon code for you. Coupon code for $5 off, and that's whatever you buy on my website. That's part of my little this is the 4th annual Christmas in July celebration. So I always do like a little gift back to you guys. So $5 off coupon code of your purchase of 25 or more. So go to laelbymail.com, and you will see that banner right there at the top, and then it has a coupon code for you. So if you haven't shopped yet this month, you should do that because it's, like a free little $5. Next thing, the stamps, the brand new stamps, the July release, they are in. They arrived Thursday afternoon. Lily and Denise were busting their little heinies, getting orders out. So orders started shipping Thursday and then also Friday, and then they'll continue probably Monday, Tuesday, and then all those new stamp orders will get out. So we're gonna rotate the camera, we'll take a look at those. Prizes, don't forget about prizes. I will do 2 prizes as we're working today. The way that you participate in the prizes is you leave a comment on the video when it is over. Not in the chat, comment on the video when it is over. I don't know, you know what, I'm feeling I think maybe we should do a live prize today too. How about that? If you haven't participated in the live prizes yet, basically they all happen in the chat. So we'll do one of those at some point today, and I'll give you a quick heads up when I'm about to do it. Just help me remember, because I might forget, because that sometimes happens. Basically I'll say, okay, you guys, in 5 minutes, prize in the chat. And then you chat away. And then I stop and I scroll up, and wherever my finger stops, that's the person that wins a prize. So we'll kind of do a live one today. That's kind of fun. As for the other 2 prizes, you leave a comment on the video when it's over, anytime between when the video is over and when we're together again next Saturday. And then I draw 2 random lucky winners, okay? Does that sound like a deal? Sounds like a deal. All right, let's turn off the lights, turn on the lights, rotate the camera, and we'll be ready to dive right in. Gosh, you know what? I was thinking this morning, it really feels like it's been forever. It really feels like it's been forever to me. I think because, golly, I was out of town last weekend, the weekend before that. We had our little technical difficulties, and we were not that far away of needing to stop anyway, because Jack, our older son, and his girlfriend were in town, and we were headed to brunch before we took him to the airport. So anyhow, it does just feel like it has been forever. I miss you guys when we're not playing. I really, really do. I really, really do. All right, so let's plug in. That's my new way to remember to plug in. I just make sure the cord's right there, if I remember. It's my new way to remember, if I remember. All right, how are we doing Saturday, you guys? How are we doing today? It's a beautiful, lovely day here in northern Utah. Nick and I live in a suburb of Salt Lake called Cottonwood Heights. About 25 minutes from downtown. Anyhow, it is beautiful, lovely, everything's green, no, not a cloud in the sky. So, all right, so what we're gonna do first, well, let's take a look at the new stamps really, really quick. I'm actually going to use 2 of the new stamps on my list today. So let's take a look at that real quick. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new stamp sets. We'll start with the little guys. There are 2 new 3x3 mini icon stamps. So this little guy is mini icon outdoors. The little mini icon stamp sets always have 12 little mini icons and then a coordinating little coordinating definition. So this little guy just is nature. In fact, I need to take this one with me. Oh yes, when I think I just snorted there. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Oh well. Anyhow, that's how you know it's not produced, right? That's how you know it's live. Anyhow, I'm going to do a little playing, I don't know, early evening or something while we're on our trip. So I think I might take these with me. Anyhow, outdoors, mini icon stamp set. All right, so that is the first of the 2 new mini icons. The second one is mini icons photography. So lots of fun, different little camera icons there. Little Polaroids, DSLRs, point and shoots, lots of different types of cameras. So 12 little mini icon cameras. Those are about, let's see. Oh, here it is. Those are about, roughly about, probably half an inch-ish, half of an inch to 3/4 of an inch wide. And then height-wise, it's going to be probably about the same, maybe half an inch-ish tall. So all your mini icons are, roughly about that same size. And then a definition for photography. Okie dokies. So those are the 2 new 3x3s. Then we have 2 new 4x6s. This is the one of the new stamps I'll be using today. This one is called Here's the Story. So here's the story. On What's New Wednesday this week, I told a fun little kind of behind the scenes on how this one came about. I won't go over that again, but basically this stamp set is just kind of a great one to tell a story, any kind of story. So you have your little the story, and then you have lots of little words and phrases here that kind of go along with that. All the feels captured, best ever, the messy middle, long story short. Here's the story, the highlights, how it started, how it's going. Anyhow, lots of fun little things there. That one is here's the story. If you want to see them in a little bit more depth, because I'm kind of going through them pretty quickly, this week's What's New Wednesday, so that took place on the 17th. You will see that here on my YouTube channel. And so you can kind of see them a little bit more close. Also, Lorelei Murphy, one of my design team members, used 2 of the new stamp sets very recently in one of her design team projects. So she used Opposites Attract, and she also used the Mini Icons cameras. So if you go to the website and look at either of those 2 stamp sets, you will see her project there as well. Let's see. Hi, Diane. She's scrapbooking in a crop in Missouri. I hope you have fun. Terry said the mini icons just are must-haves for me. Yeah, they're just great all around. Nice little sizes. Justine said she loves the minis. Jackie loves the camera minis. Nancy loves the cameras. Oh, look at that, Terry. Terry wants to put in a request for mini icon outdoor too, with a cabin, moose, hummingbird, and aspen leaf and pine trees. We might be able to make something like that happen, Terry. Debbie, I'll see you at Simple Stories. Good. Okay, all right. So, next up, the second of the 2 new 4x6 stamp sets. This one is just basically months. This is handwritten months. So, last release, I did handwritten days of the week, and now you have handwritten months. You also have numbers 0 through 9, and then years 2024, 2025, and 2026. All righty. Sarah said she already placed her order. I love it. Thank you, Sarah. Speaking of the Simple Stories Retreat, another event that I'm teaching at this fall, my project is all done. The instructions are written. The photos are taken. I've just been on a roll. My project's all done for 3 Craft Chicks. My project's all done for Simple Stories. And those of you going to Ready, Set, Create event in September, that one I'm about 75% done with. So I'm just feeling all kinds of impressed with myself, because normally that's not the case. I mean, you know what I mean. I'm just a little bit ahead, and that's good. All right, next up, we have Opposites Attract. This one has been on the list of stamps to do almost since the beginning, since I started doing stamps. So many of the lists that we've done over the last, 4.5 years or so, are comparison lists. Compare and contrast. Love, hate, good, bad, less, more, then, now, like, dislike, this, that. So we're going to be using one of these today. So if you have really either of the 2 Lael by Mail idea books, or Listing with Lael idea books, you'll see lots of examples where we've done kind of the compare and contrast lists, and we're going to do one of those today. Okay, last but not least is another new alphabet stamp set. I am working on beefing up the alphas, and what I mean by that is we have another new alpha coming in September. I'm not sure about November. I'd have to go look, but just trying to beef up alphas because I like to use alphas a lot in my titles, and I find that I use a lot of stickers. Now, stickers are great, but if we have stamps are a little bit more economical. Number one, because they never run out, and you always have the right color, right? You just pick whichever ink you want. So this one is called Tally Alpha. That is a 6x8 stamp set. Just super basic sans serif, little font there. And that one, those are about 1.5 inches tall. So a nice size, again, for titles, especially in your traveler's notebooks. Okay, so those are the new stamp sets. If you want to see them up close, go to laelbymail.com and click on What's New. Let's see. Sarah. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to back up for a sec. Jackie said, congratulations. How do you find out about these events so that we can get in? There is a page on my website called Coming Soon. On that Coming Soon page, you will see at the top all of the new products that are coming. You will see, and from Layla by Mail, but also different manufacturers. Well, not necessarily from Layla by Mail. I have some secrets that aren't on there. You just got to wait to see those. And then also from other manufacturers. And the bottom part of that page on the website has a list of everywhere that I'm teaching. And so you'll see that. That's a good place to start. That's a great place to start to figure out those things. Sarah said, yeah. Lael, next thing you'll say is you finished the December documented book. So definitely not. Those products haven't even started shipping yet. I wish. But I have received 2 of the custom exclusive Lael by Mail products that are going in that December documented kit. 2 of those have already been ordered, manufactured, and are here. So yeah, that one's a little bit hurry up and wait, and then design. Tammy said, feeling much better. Yeah, I had a bout in May where I was just kind of really under the weather. So yes, Tammy, thank you. Mountains, need to enunciate, Lael, and clouds. Nature scene for mountains would be great to create with stamps. Ooh, that could be fun. That's a fun idea, Karen. I need to think about that. Okay, friends, I need to mull that over and figure that out in my head. So last week, 2 weeks ago when we were together, we had a number of lists planned. We actually got 1.5 done because of technical difficulties, and then I needed to leave. So the first list that we did is our monthly about last month. So we were together last on Saturday, July 6th, which was the first Saturday of a brand new month. First Saturday of a brand new month, you always can count on this list. We're always doing about last month. And about last month is a kind of method of memory keeping that I came up with and started doing 4 years ago now. Excuse me. And basically, it's super simple. I add some photos, add a little bit of fun product around it, and then I'm just making a bulleted list of things that happened in my life during the month. So I now have 48 of these lists going back 4 years. So I can go back to September of 2020, although I don't know any of us want to go back to September of 2020, right? I can go back to September 2020 and tell you exactly what I was doing that month, and then see photos from that month. The best thing about that for me, and the best thing about this method of memory keeping, is that I can say I am caught up with my memory keeping. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not going to still go back and, scrapbook pictures or make lists with pictures from January of 2023. But this is all done. So I can say I'm caught up. This was the first list that we did last week. This is always a fun one. And on this one, I used the Simple Stories Summer Snapshots collection and used the 2024 About Last Month stamp set. And then also Mini Icon Summer, which right now is sold out. They'll be coming back in, but Mini Icon Summer is sold out. Just 2 kind of little things of note. Well, that was a lot of, June was a big month. I did a TV segment at the beginning of the month. We did Luke Combs concert. We did George Strait, Chris Stapleton, Little Big Town concert. We saw 2 different moose in 2 totally different weekends. Did a little camping trip anyhow. Lots of fun that weekend. Or that month, I shouldn't say weekend. The last thing I want to say about this though, you do not have to have a zillion, quadrillion things going on in your life in order to do this. Nick and I are empty nesters. We work really, really hard. And so we like to play really, really hard. We like to travel. We like to go to concerts. So we're out and about and doing things all the time. But that doesn't mean that has to stop you from doing something like this if that is not your life. During the pandemic, none of this was going on, right? It pretty much was here. It was staying in a room. So a lot of things I documented then were things we were watching on TV, series that we were watching on TV. In fact, we just finished Welcome to Wrexham. We just finished season 3 of that. Those kinds of things can go in your list. Things that you're eating, things that you're cooking, things that you're reading, people that you're talking to. So about last month is really about you, and it can be whatever life looks like for you. Don't let doing something like this or not doing something like this, don't let it hold you back if you feel like you don't have a bunch of things to, talk about, because you do. It could be all about food. It could be all about gardening. It could be about flowers. It could be about reading, watching TV, talking to friends, things that your pets did, your grandkids did, things that you did. One last thing is that even when I first started, this wasn't just all about me. It also had like in the news in it as well. So you can decide how this works. But to me, this is really important part of doing the documenting and telling my stories, right? Because it's important. Hello, Miss Vicky Booten. Nice to see you, friend. Nice to see you. I'm going to see Vicky in about a week and a half. And then I'm going to see Vicky again in August. So excited. So excited. I miss my Vicky. Nancy, there you go. Nancy said she got a speeding ticket last month. Now, Nancy, this could be a fun thing. And actually, this is something. Okay, we're just going off on a tangent here because I got to show you this. That is something that could go in your list, right? In your About Last Month list. I'm going to show you a funny story. Because what I started thinking when it came to Nancy was that Nancy could include a photo of that in her About Last Month. Now, Nancy probably didn't take a picture of the policeman. I don't know, maybe she did, but I'm looking for a particular photo here. Oh, yes. Going back to March of 2021, when Jack's car, our older son, got stolen out of our driveway. Now, that was kind of a big thing that happened in that month. And we didn't have a call, the police weren't here, and Nick and I were out of town when that happened. We were in Zion National Park, social distancing from the world. But I went online and went to Google and I Googled police car and then found a photo of a police car and then that police car right there in my About Last Month to kind of represent that. So you don't have to be the one taking the photos. I don't know how well you can see that, but you don't have to be the one taking the photos for your things to go in here. Maybe you like to watch golf, the British Open. I just know that because Nick was watching it this morning. British Open is happening this weekend, and maybe you're a super golf fanatic. So for July, one of the things on your list for About Last Month for July could be a photo of the, whatever that cup is, the Trohan cup or whatever. Anyhow, just some ideas. Just some ideas there, right? Debbie said, way to get so much done. That feels so good. It totally does, right? Yes, there'll be a big old picture of Bruno Mars in my August About Last Month because we're going to go see Bruno Mars. Okay, friends. Okay. So that was the first list that we did last week or 2 weeks ago. Now we got started with our second list. But actually I am going to move that one until not a few minutes. That's the second list that we'll work on today, which was kind of a This Is Us. What we're going to work on right now is kind of what I have here, the product that I have here, because it really didn't make sense. Oh, Reggie. I got to show you what Reggie just brought me. Good boy, Reg. Good boy. Okay. Here we go. This is a string of air pillows. Okay, they're all popped now because he brought them up in his mouth. That is, I don't know, probably 20 air pillows. Cats are hunters. Reggie's an indoor cat. So this is what Reggie hunts. And if you don't know cats, they like to bring you what they have hunted because that is their way of telling you that they love you. So there's actually now 2 piles of those in here that he's just brought to me. So very fun. Very fun. Oh, yes, of course, a picture of us. Yes, Vicky, a picture of us. And you know what we could do? I think I'll do another list after that trip. And it's also going to be a This Is Us. But it's going to be This Is Us with my bestie. Okay. Hello, Beach Gal. Hi, Deborah. So nice to see you. I hope you're settling in well. Oh, good. You're celebrating your sister's birthday. Long Beach Harbor Cruise, dinner, and a cake. Love it. I love that for you. Okay. So the first list that we're going to do today is actually going to be a 2-parter, okay? We're going to do half of it this week, and we're going to do half of it next week. So this list is things that you do when you need an escape, okay? When life gets a lot, when life gets too much, what do you do to escape, okay? What do you do to give yourself a little bit of breather, all right? So that is the list that we're going to do today. Next week, we're going to do kind of the opposite of that. And that is like things that make you need an escape, okay? So This is what we're gonna do when we need an escape, and then next week, things that cause us to need an escape, okay? Okay, Lisa. Oh yeah, Lisa. Okay, so Lisa said, feels like I'm hanging out with friends. Just hung out with Vicky last night. Now today hanging with Layla. Awesome way to spend the weekend. And then Lisa said, OMG, autocorrect Lael. Here's the thing, you guys. Guess what? Don't ever, ever, ever feel bad if you say Layla. It happens, it's autocorrect, right? Apparently all of the world's technology is Eric Clapton fans and they think it's Layla. So it happens all the time. I never get offended. So Lisa, please don't worry. I never get offended. I will never correct you for that because it just happens. It happens all the time. Okay, so 2-pager. This week is places or things. Oh gosh, Reggie. Did you see that? Did you see a little tail? Get in your bucket, buddy. Get in your bucket. Oh, good. Okay. He's such a good one. Lele. Yes. Vicky reminds me. We both taught an event in Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh, probably 10 or 12 years ago. And Yamile, who was putting on the event, kept saying I hadn't arrived yet. And she was saying to the group, I've got to get Lele. When's Lele coming? Well, I got to get Lele. And Vicky's like, Lele? Who the heck is Lele? Yes, that's what Yamile, I don't know if she thought that was my name or didn't know how to pronounce my name. Lele. So yes, that's another nickname I have, Lele. Lele, Lala, Yuka. Yuka is another one if you didn't know. My family sometimes calls me Yuka. You know why Yuka? Ukulele. Oh boy. Okay. Anyhow, let's get back to our task at hand. Let's play. All right. Places, or I shouldn't even say places because it doesn't have to be places. What do you do when you need to escape? Okay. And you don't have to leave your house. In fact, I think only one thing for me is leaving the house. So what do you do to escape? There we go. Jody said, practice a bit. Responsible selfishness. Yes, I love that term, responsible selfishness. In fact, I have a little, a stamp set coming out November. Responsible selfishness. I think that might need to be on it because selfishness. That would work really well on there. That would work really well on there, Jody. I like it. Okay. All right. So even though I'm going to do only one side today, I need to be thinking about both sides, right? Because they're basically a compare and contrast list. So I pulled out some products, what you see here, products from Maggie Holmes' Forever Fields collection, which is beautiful collection, classic Maggie. Just so classic Maggie, and I am such a huge Maggie fan. Her artwork is always beautiful, and she's such a wonderful person. She really is a neat lady. So let's look at kind of how I'm headed here, kind of the aesthetic maybe I'm going for. I kind of like these two together. I had also pulled in this stripe, but I don't like the stripe with that. I really think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be these two. I think it is going to be these two papers. I like those two together. So let's plan that. Let me grab my trimmer. Trimmer. All right, friends, I'm not seeing too much chat, I think, in the chat about what you do to escape. What do you do? Oh, Jody. Jody said bubble baths, online shopping, therapist. What do you say when you're sad? Me, add to cart. Yes. Okay, I gotta stop right now because I have to add online shopping to my list because that is very true. It is very true. I am a shopper. Now I can shop a lot for my business, which is awesome, right? Because then I can kind of scratch that shopping itch. I have a shopping itch like no other. All right. So Forever Fields, the papers that I had out here are pulled from the Forever Fields 6x8 paper pad. And 6x8 paper pad is pretty much the type of paper that I work with when I am working in my Traveler's Notebook. So earlier I had mentioned that I use Traveler's Notebook inserts when I'm making my lists. All right, so this is the one from this year, not this year so far. This is the one started June 8th. All right. I use standard wide inserts. So standard wide, 5 inches by 8.25. And now that's important because when we look at a 6 by 8 paper, well, 6 by 8 paper works really well. Number one, because the pattern is scaled down. If I was looking at the 12 by 12 version of this paper, those dots would be larger because it's a larger surface area. So when you're working with the 6 by 6 pad or 6 by 8 pad, pattern scaled down, which is nice. You're in a smaller area. 6 by 8, 5 by 8.25. So if I trim this, I'm just going to end up with a little bit of excess, right? So it's kind of sized for what I need. I am going to trim this to 4 3/4. The reason I trim to 4 3/4, there's just a little perforation there I'm going to get rid of on the top. I trim to 4 3/4 because when I trim to 4 3/4, that gives me a nice little white border from my insert all the way around. And what I mean when I say that is, like here is an example. Little white border all the way around. So 4 3/4 by 8 is what I usually go with. Let's round those corners. The inserts that I use, the inserts that I manufacture are that standard wide size, so 5 by 8.25, and they are rounded corners. So I like to round the corners so they, are all kind of rounded together. Oh, here we go. This is the paper for the left-hand side. I'm going to do the same thing, 4 3/4. Get this out of here. Get that out of here for a sec. I always encourage you to save the pieces that you're cutting off, okay? Because you could use those if you wanted, like here, I could use that on that page too. Kind of help join those together a little bit, right? And we do that. Let's see if I have an example of that in here. I probably don't. Anyhow, this is interesting. Vicki, if you're still here, look how funny this is. Vicki, paper and embellishments. Vicki, paper. Vicki, paper. Yeah. I'm a Vicki fan. All right, so let's grab some white cardstock. White cardstock. My white cardstock I store in my little 13 by 13 storage pouches, which are just awesome. I can say that they're awesome. I love them. You guys love them too. I know that. All right, so now let's trim this guy down. Obviously, I am not going to create my lists on the pattern paper. I'm going to do my lists on white cardstock, and then we'll do the decorating around there. So when I do my white, I'm usually 7 inches tall. I'm a shorty, 7 inches tall. I use a Nina Bright White flat cardstock. Great for stamping, and I do a lot of stamping, so that Nina Bright White flat is just kind of perfect for that. And then let's see, I always never remember this. Usually I just kind of eyeball it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it always is. So let's see the width. I think it's usually about 3 3/4. I'm gonna say 3 3/4. Look at that. Like literally dead on 3 3/4. There's my mark. So 7 by 3 3/4 is what I'm usually looking at there. And then I just have a little bit left over. So I use 8.5 by 11 because of the size that I use. There's not a lot of extra waste left over like I might have on a 12 by 12. Let's see. I've missed all kinds of things, guys. Colleen escapes into either a book or a rom-com movie. Very good. I just finished a book, Colleen, called The Rom-Commers. The Rom-Commers. It's a good one, okay? So here's the deal, friends. Vicki makes art. Of course you do, dear. I love that. And Chris Stapleton on repeat in the car. Who are you, Vicki Booten? Tammy said, get my little granddaughter shop Netflix. I love that. Lots of different things, right? Lots of different things that we do to escape, right? What were we just talking about? I don't even know. Got a little sidetracked there. That's just who I am, friends. That's who I am. Hello, Zen girls. Hello, hello. So I think what we'll do, we may do this. We may leave this guy here, and this will be over here, and this will be here. That'll help us to kind of join together. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Sometimes Reggie hair. Sometimes I try not to overthink things, but sometimes you guys, right? Sometimes it's like analysis paralysis. Have you heard that? Analysis paralysis, that term? Although it needs a better term for the art world, like when we're playing like this. When you've got too many decisions, you can't make a decision. You're, oh, don't want to do that yet. You're like, should I do this? Or should I try this? Or should I do this? Sometimes more is not better. Now, sometimes more is better, but a lot of times having too many choices is a bad thing. All right, I am going to do a little bit of inking of the edges of the white for my lists. All right, so I'll be doing my list there, but I think what I'd like to do, I pulled out Tattered Rose. Let's just see if ooh, look at, I can't even believe I'm going to say this. But milled lavender, okay, I'm not a purple person. Milled lavender, or I was going to say tattered rose. Tattered rose is really light, and we might have a difficult time seeing it. Really what I want to do, or we could use Lost Shadow. That might be pretty too. I just want to, oh, that's way off, isn't it? Look at, so in my head, I was thinking tattered rose. There's way more pink, actually, more lavender. Spun sugar, I think, let's do it. Let's just live on the edge and go with milled lavender. How about that? So I'm going to grab milled lavender, and I bet Victorian velvet might, I don't know. Let's see, milled lavender. Milled lavender, and yep, we're gonna go all in with the purple, friends, because I might even stamp my titles in that. We'll see. All right, so what I have pulled out, whoops, one more thing. All right. I have pulled out milled lavender, and I've pulled out my little foam dauber tool thingy, and I'm going to grab my little milled lavender domed foam right here. All right, ooh, I need to be careful with that. It's picked up some of the ink from the color above it. I'm putting that little foam on top of that, and now I can use that to ink the edges. Now, I just got a little bit of ink on my fingers. I am not an inky finger person. Very not an inky finger person, so I always like to have those. I agree, Vicky. He needed more distressed pink colors before he stopped. But we're SOL. Shoot out of luck. We're shoot out of luck. All right. I'm a little bit worried about that blue on there because I just don't want it to contaminate what I'm about to do. I'm just gonna have to be careful. So this little thing, I have a little storage system on my website that I offer to help you organize and store all of your little daubers, okay? And you can go look at that. It's linked in the description box of the video down below. There is a link for products I'm using. And then that will take you directly to. So if you're like, oh, Forever Fields, and oh, what are these things? I want to learn a little bit more about them. And that little storage box, and you'll find all that under the what I'm using link in the description box of the video. So all I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of ink to the edges of this white cardstock. That'll help to soften it a little bit, right? That'll help it to kind of blend in a little bit. Well, not blend in, it just won't stand out like a sore thumb. And friends, this is about as mixed media as I get, isn't it, Vicky? Yeah, my fingers will start twitching, and then my body will start twitching, yeah. It's just, you know what, it's not my thing. It's beautiful, it's amazing. The people like Vicky that do it, like the stuff that you guys can create blows my mind. It's just not me. I mean, when I get a personal lesson from Vicky, then I'm like, oh yeah, that's fun. And then I'm like, okay, no, I'm good. I tried it, I'm good. But I sure love my inks. I sure love my inks for inking edges, and I sure love my inks for stamping. So that's what I use my distress inks for. Every once in a while, I'll pull out a stencil. maybe like once a year, I'll pull out a stencil and do kind of something fun with ink. I have brought in, I have not played with them yet, the new, these guys, the new Distress Spritzes. So all the fun colors in that. I haven't played with them. I've watched Tim's video like 8 times. Probably need to watch it like 8 more times. But I'm kind of excited to play with that. Actually very excited to play with that. If I had played with them before, you know what I would do right now? I would actually add it, spray on my little background here. But I haven't played with them before. And I also need to have a box that I can spray into so it doesn't make a mess. Because, you know, remember me? I don't like inky fingers. All right, so here we go. So just we look at these two side by side, the difference between the ink and no ink. All right, so it just gives it a little bit of, it just kind of softens that bright white a little bit. Softens the bright white. Did you use them last night, Vicki? Oh, I left too soon then. I'll have to go watch your video. I left too soon. All right, that'll go there. And let's get this guy over here. That milled lavender is like just perfect. It's perfect for what we need. Now we got to do a little outlining because, you know, I can't do anything without doing my outlining. It's just a little quirk. Like sometimes when you go to your hairdresser, this happened for like, it seemed like 15 years. I've gone to the same lady probably for 30 years or more. And probably for the first 15 years, you know, I'd go get my hair cut and colored or whatever. And she's like, okay, now what side do you part it on again? And she'd always part it on the wrong side. And I'd just be like, whatever. And then I'd get in the car and I'd be driving home and I'd stop at the stoplight and I'd look in the mirror and I'm like, that's just not right. It just doesn't look right. And then, you know, I'd try to leave it for the day and I'd finally be like, I can't do it. It just doesn't look right. Same thing with outlining. If I don't outline, it just doesn't look right. Alpha's layered with ink and spritz. Ooh, that could be fun. That can be fun. Cindy, ordered the wrong box. You got stamp mark and ink. Can I email for you the Distress Oxide inserts? Absolutely. Yep, that's easy. And then you can just print them off. Or if you have another order now or in the future, we can just send you the printed one. You decide. Just shoot me an email. Do a whole sheet with a technique, then use your awesome stamps on top. I love that. I love it. I love it. I'm going to play. All right, so the one that we're doing today, we're doing the left-hand side. The left-hand side is basically when I need an escape. Okay, so what I thought would be kind of fun, since we're doing kind of an opposites list, when I need an escape, these are things I do, and these are things that cause me to need an escape. For example, if you're like, what the heck are you talking about? Something that might cause me to need an escape is politics. Something that might cause me to need an escape is technology problems. All right, so that's what I mean by things that cause me to need an escape. And then here. So what I'm going to do, I am going to use one of the new stamp sets, and that is the Opposites Attract. All right, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do more here, and I'm going to do less here. More and less. Okay, I want more of this, less of this. So I have, yes, I've used these. This is the set I used. The reason I was just kind of checking with myself, I was thinking out loud, if I had used these, when you have brand new stamps, you need to prime or condition them first. So we're not going to go over that today, just because we don't have as much time today, but it's important that you do it, and I cover it in all of my videos. So we'll cover it again at some point. Alrighty, so I'm thinking it might be fun, like I said, with the Distress Oxide. But I really don't know, right? So what I should do is test it first, right? I should test it first to make sure I like the way it looks. Some of you are a little bit maybe timid when it comes to stamping. Here is an idea for you. If that is you, if you are that person and you're a little bit timid when it comes to stamping, stamp on white cardstock. And then if you like it, Then you could cut it out and you could then put it on your scrapbook page, your card, your list, whatever it is you're making. That takes a little bit of the pressure off, right? Because you're not doing it directly on there. But I'm just going to test it here. So let's get our stamp set up on our stamp block. Okay, let's get this little guy inked up. You know what? I probably did not probably, I can see. I did not necessarily do a great job of cleaning that last time because I can see it has some black on it. When I receive my stamp samples, because we always have to sample them first, test them out, make sure everything is good. Only one time in the history of, I don't know, I've got 100 some odd stamps, I think, have I actually had to change before we went into production. But you always have to test. Always have to test. That one time was an alpha. That was the very first alphabet stamp set we did. It was scatter. We did scatter upper and scatter lower. Really quickly what I did here, I cleaned that with a stamp chamois, and then I'm just drying that with a microfiber cloth. Microfiber so it doesn't get any lint or hair on my stamp. But it's really important that I dry that before I ink, especially when you're using an oxide ink, Distress Oxide. This is a pigment-based ink. Pigment-based ink, water reactive. So if my stamp is kind of wet, not totally dry, that water is going to react with the properties of that pigment-based ink, and it's going to do something that I don't want it to do. I just like nice and simple and plain. But if you're not aware of kind of some of those properties, it will do something. It may do something you don't want it to do. Okay. The color may change. It just kind of gets a little funky. And funky isn't necessarily bad. It's just not the look that I'm going for. Oh yes, I know. I was telling the story about the stamp set. So it was scatter. One of the scatters. I don't remember if it was alpha or it was upper or lower. But oh yes, look at. I can't even believe I'm using purple. I like it. That's gonna work. All right, now you're thinking, well, more and less, why is that such a big prominent part of your list when it's really about escape? I'm gonna write escape. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna write under it in black, but that's where I'll pull that in. Oh yeah, so originally the stamp was going to be, this alpha stamp was going to be a 5x7. At the last minute, we changed it to, I had approved all the artwork. Last minute, we changed it to a 4x6. And I didn't approve the artwork again. Okay, I'm gonna write my title above that. I didn't approve the artwork again because I thought it was okay. Well, when I got the sample in, when the size had reduced from 5x7 to 4x6, the designer that was working for me at the time had pulled off some of the letters. So we were missing like a whole line like RST, whatever. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, those are the things that you really hope that you discover during the sample period, the sample process. So that was a good time that it worked. But yeah, always get samples first and then check them out, have to test them, make sure everything's good, and then we go into production. Because guess what? I'm sure that people would not want to buy a stamp set. And the unfortunate thing is in that situation, if you don't catch things like that and you manufacture, you produce all those stamps, and then someone figures out, then you feel like a dummy, right? Someone figures out because you missed it. They email you and say, did you know? Oh, that's the worst email to get. Did you know? And actually, knock on wood, that hasn't happened yet, I'll say it, for any of my products, but it's bound to happen. Usually when I get a did you know, it's someone else's, product that I've been selling. Did you know that nativity is spelled navidity? That was a recent one. Navidity? I'm like, oh my goodness, no. I'll let the manufacturer know. Navidity. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy back, and then we're going to do more and less. So things I do, I got to figure out how to word it. I'm not quite sure yet. Things I do to escape and things that cause me to need to escape. I'll probably have to think about how I'm wording that and come back and add that later, unless you guys have some suggestions. Cindy, I love it. Cindy has 4 orders. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, Cindy, so do this. Shoot me an email and we'll just print you to just say I need 2 printed sheets for distress oxides. And then we'll just include that in your order. We'll just pop it in the box. That's easy peasy. Easy peasy. Sometimes people don't realize that there's a drop down there. And the drop down is like, you know, when you order something from a website, sometimes if there are different, like you're ordering a shirt and there's different color options, and a little drop down will tell you red, blue, green, pink, or yellow. Yeah, drop down there. More peace and contentment. So yes, I like it, Terry, but it doesn't sound like me. It doesn't sound like something that I would say. But that's totally, you're totally on. You're totally on. More, less. Okay, gotta test it out. And I already know that I like it, but we should still always test. Usually I pull out my, usually I'm pulling out my, you know, testing stamp booklet. But I was kind of trying to illustrate how if you were a little bit nervous to stamp, you could do something like that and then just cut it out and put it on a fair title. I'd like these to kind of be in line with each other, right? Since they're going to be next to each other. Side by side. More tequila, less water. I love it. More tequila, less water. Well, no, actually, when I'm having a cocktail, I like 1 shot in it. That's it. 1 shot. So much so, this will not, Vicki, if you're still here, this will not surprise you that I have to measure it out. Because just 1 shot. And I like it in a tall glass too. Okay. All right. So we're good with more or less. We are good with more or less. If you've just joined this list, we're doing, and we're only doing 1 side today, although I've been doing a lot of it on both sides, but we're only doing 1 side today. The one we're doing today is like when I need an escape, what I do to escape. How about that? Because I want more of this, and these are things that cause me to need an escape. So, how about things I do to escape? I think I said I was going to put it up here. Things I do to escape. Okay, things I do to escape. And then I'll finish this one next week. The reason why I went this far with it, I already had the pattern paper out, so I might as well get that together. I already had my ink out to ink the edges. I might as well do that. And then I had the stamp set out and the ink out. So I might as well get as much done as I can at the same time because it's easy. And now this guy we'll play with next week. So I am going to do a little divider here. Just a little divider, a little separator. Anytime I say that, it reminds me of that song. I don't know who sings it because I say this a lot. Gotta keep them separated. Does anyone know that? Gotta keep them separated. I don't know who sings it. I don't know. I don't even know, but that's what it reminds me of. So I could do this flower. Obviously, this flower works really well because it's kind of goes with the background, right? But then you kind of lose a little bit of it. So I don't think we want that. Let's see, I just pulled out a bunch of things. So let's see what we might want to use. I don't think I want to use that. That's too different. What if we had the bunny? I mean, the bunny doesn't really make any sense at all, but that's okay. Neither does a flower, really, when you think about it. Because I'd like to get this part figured out before I kind of start my list here. We're just trying some different things. Now, there's lots more things in the collection. This was just a bunch of stuff that I pulled out. Oh, yeah, no. No, don't like that there. Don't like that there. Don't like that there, really. So we just kind of have to play, right? You just pull out the things that speak to you, which I had done ahead of time. Pull out the things that speak to you and start playing a little bit. Let me grab. I think these are the journal die cuts, I want to say. I felt like I wanted some kind of little label there. So these are perforated. All right, so usually any American Crafts products, you see something like that, perforated, all right? Do the pink ticket and the bee. I know, that's what I was heading for, right, Sarah? That is totally the Offspring. Zen Girls, thank you. Thank you. The Offspring. Gotta keep them separated. There's my Offspring. Yeah. Vicky's calling me a freak. Yeah, I will be the first to admit it. I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit of a different soul, aren't I? Okay, I kind of like the way that's going there. And then I feel like I don't necessarily need to worry about any of this yet. This will come next week. Although, what if... I think this is the washi from the collection. I think that's going to be... Well, we better unroll it because it looks dark. It looks dark, but it's because it's laying on itself. That could work because it kind of brings in the bee and it brings in the flower centers there, right? Then there was this light blue. I want something to kind of maybe connect those two. So we've got that little space right there, so we'll see. The bee is fun, isn't it? So in this collection, the Forever Fields, there are the artwork on some of the little bugs and, well, insects, I guess. Look it. So that is, look it. Take a gander at the ladybug. But do you see there's gold foil? It's just really pretty, kind of decorative. Same thing with the bee. Same thing with the bee. Do we like this? Maybe. Let's look. Let's just do it. We're not even going to look. We're just going to do it like this, and we're going to connect this like this. So we'll carry it through probably to about here. Ouch. Just poked myself. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to get something out. Ow. That may have just made me bleed here. That may make me bleed. Where are they? Well, I may not. Because I don't know where they are. After things being so organized, it's a new tool. Ah, yes. Here we go. A new tool. So when you, when you manufacture things, a lot of times you have to try a bunch of different things out. This is one of 4 that this particular factory made for me so I could see what I liked. So they're very good. They powder coated them for me in my little samples. So you guys know these are my fussy cutting scissors, but they powder coated and even put my little logo on there just, to try to entice me. So these are a new kind of reverse grip tweezers, okay? Look at with that flat edge. So I'm gonna play with these today. You'll see why I need to play with them. I haven't played with this one yet. There's another one I played with that I decided I didn't like. So I'm gonna play with this one as we work. And we'll see what we think. I use reverse grip tweezers on everything. And I thought, well, it might be nice if I had my own, right? So we'll see. We'll see if I like them. And then you'll know if I like them, then because they'll be available at some point in the future. All right, I had never would have thought, honestly, that this would have taken this color turn. If you notice the things I had up here, I had a lot of pink. I never thought that it would be kind of this kind of darker with purple, but it's speaking to me. So we're going to listen. We're listening. There we go. Now I'm going to have to figure out what to do over here, but I like this here. I think. Yeah, I like this here. So let's go ahead and get this one. We're going to need a little bit of, I think, glue pen, because it has some little feelers and little feet, legs, not feet. I don't know what those are. I don't even know a person that, apiarist, I don't know. Whatever a person is that studies bees. So I'm not familiar with the bee terminology. All right, so let's get this guy down. I think about right here. Although, maybe we want it to bleed off the edge a little bit. Well, I better not, because if it bleeds off the edge, then it's gonna have to bleed over here, and then it will look funny. All right. Okay, there we go. Wow, totally different than I thought that was going to turn out. Okay, things I do to escape. We're now ready to make our list. What do I do to escape? When I need to escape, when I need to escape. When I need to escape. Now, I really should be honest, probably at one point on there, it should probably say have a glass of wine. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, so I'm going to add it to my list. Because seriously, sometimes that is what it is. Sometimes that's what it takes. It's better than smoking a cigarette. It is better than smoking a cigarette, at least for me, because in my world, 7 years, I think 7 years ago, I quit 7 years ago. But that probably in my secret list, because if I was still smoking, no one would know that. Nothing wrong with smoking if you're, well, not healthy, but if you're a smoker, it's okay. There are worse vices, but having a glass of wine, a little bit better for me personally than having a cigarette. But that would have been the top of my list. That could have been the only thing on my list back then. And I tell you, there was a time when I never would have thought in a million years. In fact, Vicky, remember Vicky? Vicky and I had known each other for a really long time before I told her that I smoked. No more, like 7 years ago. Okay, so what do I do? I mean, I know what I'm doing. I mean, what do I do when I need an escape? I need some bullet stamps. I need a bullet stamp. I mean, that's not what I do to escape, but I need to use a bullet stamp. Here we go. Just searching behind me in my drawer because they were not together. All right, here we go. I think we need something just really basic. Really basic. And for that, I think I might just do, I might have enough. Maybe, I probably have enough for a run-on now, a run-on list. So I think I'm just going to go with the OG, the classic bullet stamp, which is just a circle. So that is coming from the Bullets and More, the original, just Bullets and More stamp set. All right, so, oopsie, I am going to take that and put it on the stamping stylus. No, you didn't catch me, I told you. There was no way when you came to see me I would have tried to do that without telling you, right? I think. All right, you caught me. Well, probably because I thought you'd gone to bed or something. That's how ashamed of it I was, right? Sarah says she naps to escape. I love it. I love it. People do what they need to do. Totally get it, right? And there's no judging. This is a no judgment zone. When we're here on Saturdays, friends, this is a no judgment zone. So whatever I write on my list, it's my list, and I'm going to write what I want. It's my party. I'm going to write if I want to. Same thing. Don't be afraid to write things down. Even if it's secret and you never show it to anybody, it's okay because this is about you, right? It's about you. So it's all about you. This is a case when it can be all about you. Terry, I learned this recently. Terry said I was a smoker in another lifetime ago. Do you know it's the deep breath you take for a big drag off the cigarette that is what's calming? Taking a huge deep breath is so good for you. I agree 100%, Terry, and I didn't realize that. I never knew that until last October. I was teaching at an event, a Halloween retreat that my friend, dear Lizzie Lou, I always want to say dear Lizzie, that Lizzie Lou does every year. And there were 4 of us. We had a group costume, the 4 of us. We were the Pink Ladies from Greece. and we just bought the costumes on Amazon. And one of the ladies, Patty, also bought little fake cigarettes for us. And so I have my costume on, and I put the fake cigarette in my mouth, like I'm smoking it. And one of the ladies was like, "Wow, you like really seem like you know what you're doing there." I did like a fake inhale, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is it. That is what it is. It's that big deep inhale. So I just need to carry around a fake cigarette and do the big deep inhale, and then it would work, right? It's that, I mean, I know I can do that without having a fake cigarette in my mouth, but yeah. No one be talking about cigarettes and smoking so much in this one, Lael. Okay, things that I do. I read. But it's nothing deep. Because if it's something deep, then that's going to make me need to escape. Nothing deep. A beach read or chick flick, right? Chick flick type book. The big escape for me, right? Big escape. I get on the airplane, I instantly put in my headphones. If I'm sitting next to someone I don't know, I sit down, headphones go in, Kindle comes out, and I'm not talking to you because I need an escape. Read. A glass of wine. Have a glass of wine. What else? What else do I do? What else do you guys do? I may have missed some things. Let's see. Cheryl said she has a friend that's a secret smoker, but only when she's drinking a beer. She has a reputation to her that she is the Terminator recorder. I don't know what that is. I don't get that. Terminator recorder. Virginia laughs. She said, I came home from work 3 times this past week needing some wine. I waited until Friday night and it was worth the wait. Virginia, I am proud of you. I don't know that I could do that. Well, I know I can't do that. Sometimes if I'm, yeah. Good. All right. So next one, read. This is a big differentiator for me. It's not working, but it's play in my travel TN. Okay, so TN is my traveler's notebook. I play in my traveler's notebook. Because then just takes me to another world. And I am taking some of those things with me this weekend. So play there. A quick weekend trip away with Nick in Harvey the RV. Harvey the RV. That's our little RV. And that is what we're doing later this afternoon. So just a quick get out of town. When we go, a lot of time, when we go, we're most of the time like out in the wilderness. No one around, no hookups, no water. Obviously we have water on board and we have a generator and electricity and all that, but you're not in an RV park. Nothing wrong with that, but that's kind of, so you're escaping in nature. And in a lot of cases, there's no cell service, which that really makes you unplug when you can't plug in. You know what I mean? All right. Organizing, ... and reorganizing my craft room. I get so much pleasure out of that. It's crazy. So yes. Online shopping. We discussed that, right? Not necessarily. No, so here's the thing. Habits. Some of these are better than others, or some of these are worse than others. Oh, I just remembered something. Okay, never mind. If you are ever in doubt that I'm a little off, I love to vacuum. That to me, like literally, I can just walk around the house vacuuming, and there's something about like seeing a mess cleaned up, not even a mess, little hair, cat hair, whatever, zzz, and it's gone. It's like very satisfying to me. I've been that way for a long time when it comes to vacuuming. Let's see. Sarah loves to have a good organizational afternoon. Let me see. What do we look like here on my list? One more. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Putting away laundry. That is a totally new thing. One of the focus things on my focus list for the year has been like getting a lot of organizing and a lot of things kind of in check around the house. I used to work a lot. I still work a lot, but I used to work like an ungodly number of hours, probably like 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, here in my own business. And that all changed beginning of this year when I hired Denise. So now it's Lily and Denise and Amy and Tara. Anyhow, so the list kind of, I've got lots of people doing lots of different things for me. But Denise and Lily do all of the order processing. And that has making such a huge difference in my life, given me a life back. Because now I only work maybe 8-10 hours a day every day. But it's given me a huge life back. And I have organized so many things around our house. My closet is like pristine. And it's never been that way in my whole entire life. Nick is like, what did you do with my wife? And who are you? Who are you? And what did you do with my wife? So now, like if I like have to write instructions, which is like the last thing ever in the world I want to do, it's a necessary evil, I will escape. Like I'll go vacuum, I'll put all the laundry away, it's all folded in nice things and in the drawers and all their little sections, and yeah, so escaping there. All right, friends, so we are done for now with this side of the list, all right? Done with this side of the list. So I am going to leave this list the way that it is. I'll actually put it in the Trevor's notebook. I'll put it in my insert, and then we will finish it up next week, because next week we're going to do the left side. So a second ago when I said, oh, I forgot I wanted to do that, I may have to do this just really quick. Hello. Oh my gosh, Nick! Oh. You guys, it's really good that I was filming, that I'm live, and I can't believe that my mouth didn't react differently to that. Could you hear that? Did you hear Nick walk in and say hello? And you probably just saw everything shake. He just scared the crap out of me. He like startled me, right? Just scared the crap out of me. And normally if he had done that, I probably would have said some other choice words. They just would have come out. All right. Virginia, distractions. She did her nails one day, crafted one day, did stretching exercises the other day. Now, unfortunately, I am very aware of that there is no exercise on this, like going for a walk or working out or a run or anything like that. Right now, at this stage in my life, that is not what I do to escape. Good or bad, it just is what it is. All right, is what it is. So I wanted to pull in on this side things. What is this even called again? Oh yeah, all smiles. I was going to say things that made me smile. The all smile stamp set over here is a great one for the bad day stamp set. So these are the things that cause me to need to escape. So we'll do a little, I think maybe this little loving this just works. It will fit right there, or yep, could fit there. I don't know, yep might be kind of fun. The best. Let's just look, because we need something. I will use the milled lavender again, because I need something that'll kind of now stand out a little bit from all of my writing. What do we want to do? Oh, well, we could use, there's a little bad word on there, H-E double hockey sticks, yes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm using H-E double hockey sticks, yes. You do not have to use that one. If that is not something you would normally say, then you don't have to use it on the stamp set. I'll put that right there so you can see the rest of them while I am looking for a, there we go, stamping block. You notice how I just grabbed a different stamping block? To me, that is really important when you're stamping, to have the right size. You want to right size your stamping blocks. It's really good idea to have a variety of sizes, even shapes. Some things are easier to hold on to when they are smaller. If you only have one stamping block, and if that's all you have, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's all good. Use what you have. But if you're only using one stamping block, that means you have to use the lowest common denominator. You have to use a giant stamping block for a little tiny stamp, which just makes things a little bit harder to work with, all right? That's one of my big tips when it comes to stamping. If you can right size your stamping block, it, I think, makes a heck of a difference. There we go. Hey, heck yes. I almost said it. Heck yes. It doesn't say heck. It says HE double hockey sticks, but you know, I try not to swear when I'm live. I do swear other times. Really, I swear a lot, but just never when I'm teaching or never when I'm live. Okay, because that's not really appropriate. Oh, Zen Girl says she likes folding laundry. She used to work retail, but she hates the put away part. Oh, I always feel so bad when I go into a retail store and I'm like picking up a shirt and then I pick up another one and you try to get it back in. I'm like, yeah, they're going to come fix it anyway. That would be my version of, how about this? That would be my version of that word. My version of that word would be having to refold all the shirts over and over and over again as someone, you know, if I worked in retail, that would, woo, that'd send me over the edge really fast. All right, so there we go. On that set, we used things, opposites attract, and we used all smiles. So guess what? In the next few minutes, I'm going to do a live giveaway. I will do a live giveaway. How about for opposites attract? Now, not the one that I'm using, okay? Not the one I'm using, but you get a brand new one. So, the way that you participate in that giveaway, just, you know, in the chat, just start chatting in the chat. And I'm going to get this cleaned up. And once I get this cleaned up, we will move to our next list, okay? There's lots of chatty chat going on today. That's good. I mean, I'm doing a lot of chatty chat. But that's good because I feel like we haven't, you know, really chatted in a while. Because we haven't, right? We haven't. All right. Get these things put away. I do want to add these now. We'll add them here because we're going to do our other list that we started before. I'm not going to worry about dating it yet. I'll date it next week. Okay? Okay. What are you guys doing today? Besides hanging out with me, what is on your list of things to do? Are you working? Are you playing? Are you reading? Are you watching golf? Are you crafting? Some of you list with me. Some of you work on other crafty projects when you're just hanging out. And some of you just have me on as noise in the background. And you've also told me that your family recognizes my voice. I was at a thing earlier this week, and a lady, I was talking to somebody in line. I was waiting in line for something, and a lady said, "Are you Lael?" And I said, "Oh, yes, I am." And she said, "I recognize your voice," which I don't know, good or bad thing, right? All right, so we're done with this list. Actually, all I'm going to do is do this little next underline. So there we go. And that was using Forever Fields. Like I said, this list, color-wise, turned out way different than I thought. I mean, I was definitely headed towards the pink, but this is good. This is outside of my normal comfort zone, right? Outside of my normal comfort zone, which is a good thing sometimes. Sometimes things surprise me. All right, let's get these things put away and then get them put away. I won't know what you're saying. Just so you know, in all of the chat right now, I won't know what you're saying because I am assuming it's going by really fast. So if there's something that you're saying in the chat right now that you wanted me to see or wanted me to respond to or answer, you'll want to make sure that you kind of ask that again or write it again in a minute. Okay? Okay. All right, so there we go. Are we cleaned up, kind of-ish? Let me just get this put away. little listing, food shopping and cleaning. Hoping to have a little time this afternoon. Tammy said dog recognizer voice. So this is funny. The other day, Lily said that my phone, Reggie was downstairs. Reggie the cat was downstairs sleeping. And my phone rang and he woke up and went ripping up the stairs like he thought it was for him. Yeah, that was kind of funny. All right. So we have milled lavender. That's a good one. I need to make sure I don't know if that's one that I have on my website. If it's not, I'll need to order it because it's a good one. It's a good one. Okay. So I think we are ready for our next list. Whoopsie. Let me bring this in to play. This is what we had started 2 weeks ago when we were together. All right, so I think I'm ready now to hop into the chat. Beverly's spending time with her mom. Nancy said everyone knows not to bother me on Saturday mornings. Tracy, YouTube keeps me trying to make me leave and watch the live Olympics. Olympics, not yet though, right? Not yet? Okay, I'm going to stop and the giveaway goes to Pam. Pam Soames. Pam said today, listing, laundry, shopping, dinner with friends. And that totally random. All I do is scroll my finger up and wherever my finger stops, that's the winner. So Pam, congratulations, Pam. I know you like your, I know you like to shop. How do I say that? I know you like to shop. So if you have already ordered that, just pick another stamp set. Shoot me an email, lailbymail@gmail.com and let me know what stamp set you would like. All right, guys. So there's actually 2 other giveaways that we're doing. All right, 2 other giveaways. So if you're not Pam, don't be sad. Well, don't be sad yet. You have another week to go before you're sad. 2 other giveaways. Let's do this. 2 other giveaways. The way that you participate in those giveaways, you will leave a comment on the video when it is over. So one of those giveaways I will do with this stamp set, the This Is Us stamp set. So This Is Us. This is what we had started 2 weeks ago when we had the technical difficulties. So the way this list came about, last year, I did a This Is Me stamp set. And I did a whole class around This Is Me, the concept of like documenting you. So last year, we started doing a This Is Me list where you just kind of list different things about you at the particular age in your life. This is me projecting 10 years in the future, just so you know, okay? Because I'm really not that age. Yeah, just kidding. So I've now done this list. This will be an annual list that I do every year. So I did one last year when I was 54, did one this year when I was 55, and so on, right? It's just kind of a fun way to see how you're changing, just different things about you. So I thought it'd be fun if we start doing a This Is Us list as well. Now, This Is Us can be however you define us. Us could be you and a partner, it could be a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a pet, it could be you with a grandchild, it could be you with a parent. I mean, really, us can be whatever you want it to be. Us does not have to be Nick and Lael, right? It doesn't have to be a love relationship. So for this list, I am doing Nick and Lael, but as I said, when Vicki and I are together, in August, I'm totally going to do a This Is Us, and it'll be a picture of me and Vicki, and we'll talk about us, okay? So, let me go back to here's my little list here, my sketch from when we were together last. You can see that's the paper I used with the little thing. I had put a placeholder for a photo because I didn't know. Oh, that's great, Wanda. We need to go back and do that. I need to do a This Is Us when we got married. So in the This Is Us project kit, we talk a lot about that. There's a whole kind of how you met, how you started dating, memorable moments, the proposal, all of that. That is something that is part of that This Is Us Traveler's Notebook project kit that I have on my website. Also includes a stamp, but lots of other things with it. But I love that, doing that kind of as a list in this Traveler's Notebook for me. So I'm going to do Kind of a This Is Us back then. I'll just note it here. Actually, I'm not going to note it there. Well, I already did, but I keep saying, it's going to force me to do it next week. This is us. I'll just write it back then, and I'll have our wedding photo. But we'll all do that, and it could be whatever kind of wedding. Wedding. Could be whatever kind of relationship, whatever us is back then. Oh yes, my handy dandy workbook. Look at, that's the end. That's the end of that. So I need to do a new one, and I need to send out I have something on my list to send out a survey to those of you that have bought this to ask what you would like to see changed, because now I need a new one. That's almost 3 years old. Okay, so I printed out a photo. This was just a placeholder when we listed last because I forgot to print a photo. So that is too big, too tall, too long. So I would like it to look a little bit like a Polaroid. That's why I left that extra space there. Too much, because I think it just covers up too much of that cute little artwork that I liked. How about if we go 5? There. Oh, now it just looks like it's, I don't like that. Now it looks like it's just uneven. There we go. All right. That's a photo of us when we were in Orlando in April. We were in Orlando for, Nick was there for business, and this big conference he was at one of the Disney properties. And so, you know, we had to go to Disney World. I'd never been to Disney World before. So that picture is a little selfie. We were on the way to Disney World on the bus, and I had little ears on. So that was good. That's a current one, right? I need a current photo for this, because this is us 29 years in. I think that will go there. 29 years in. That's 29 marriage years, not relationship years. No, because we've been together longer than that, but that was too low because it looked funny up top. All right, there we go. Now I need to pull out that collection. Oh, this collection is Groovy Darling. Groovy Darling. And it is a Jen Hadfield collection. It was just really groovy, right? It kind of is reminiscent of the 70s. I need to look and see. I had made some notes on what I wanted to use last time, and then we didn't get far enough. So let me look and see. Hey, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, thank you. I'll share that another time. What Nick just came in and showed me. It's all good. Just, you know, things changing. I mean, just for one of our children. It's all good. It's totally all good. But I'll talk about that another time when it's closer. Because actually that will end up going on my July about last month. So, hey, darling, happy sticker, flowers, camera, paper. Like, what did I want to use here? I think I had these things out. Hey, darling. So, this I did not have ready ahead of time, and I should have had it ready ahead of time, friends. Had it ready ahead of time before. Camera papery. So, that's not that, or maybe that is. No. No. Oh, Nikki, he should not have come in, and I have to tell him next time not to, because now my mind's in a totally different place. Yeah. All right, here we go. Hey, darling. All right, I knew I wanted to use hey, darling, because I thought that would just be kind of fun, right? Hey, darling. I don't know. We don't call each other darling, but I kind of like that there. Let's do that there. Hey, darling. Okay. What else was I going to do? Hey, darling, flowers, happy sticker, camera papery. Okay, where's the happy sticker? But not that one. Not that happy sticker. All right. We will not do that. We will look for maybe this little guy. I pulled this little guy out this morning. There's kind of two different flowers in this collection. These are kind of the, I don't know, maybe like a younger 70s. And these are kind of like an older, when I say older or younger, this one is kind of like vintage wallpaper that reminds me of. I love that. And I would like to use this, but not here, right? Because I kind of have these younger, softer rounded edges on these flowers. So I'll use that on something else. So I need to find flowers that kind of, well, that would really work, right? That would work. I could totally do that. Let's look at, this is the Papery from Groovy Darling. Let me grab a little tray here real quick. And, aha. So Papery, if you're not familiar with Papery, Papery is something that American Crafts does with their collections. So Jen Hadfield, Vicki Boutin, Shamel, Maggie Holmes, Paige Evans, pretty much all the collections have the Papery. And the Papery is pretty awesome because you end up with 200 pieces. So you end up with loads and loads and loads of pieces in the pack. You have 2 each of 100. That's how you get to the 200. And you have a mixture of kind of lightweight papers, so thin papers, right? Not your typical cardstock, lightweight papers. And then you have washi stickers. So some Forever Fields, and I don't know if this is a new thing or not. Vicki, I don't know if you're still here, if you can pipe in on this, but in the Forever Fields Papery pack, they're now labeled sticker on the back, but you can feel it feels different on the top, and then you can tell the paper on the back is different. But if you're not sure if something is a sticker or a piece of paper, those sticker down here, or excuse me, up top paper on the packaging, down bottom sticker. All right. So the washi stickers are really cool. Let me just show you. These are washi stickers. So you can see in this lined piece of paper, you see on the washi stickers, you can still see the lines through. So they're kind of, it's a little bit transparent, like washi. You can also layer. Now this is obviously, I wouldn't layer those two together, but I did it that way so you could see that they are definitely layerable, but they're just kind of fun, washi stickers. And those are part of the Papery. So let's look at that and see what we might add over here. I feel like I need more pink over here. So the style of this still works, and it works really well with this side, but the problem is this kind of, I don't know, this kind of takes it to another mood because of the purple there. So I'd like to do something, I think I need to bring in a little bit more pink over here. That would be fun, but that's giant. There'd be like, here we are, nothing. Right? There'd be nothing else to write there. Although what I could do, if I wanted, I could fussy cut one of those. Let's look. Let's look here. There's some little small pink ones that may work. Or, ooh, looks like I see a little red one. Let's try to find that. I bring this back in as I'm just kind of looking here. Look at those giant lips. The nice thing, the fun thing about the Papery, if you have a crafty best friend, somebody else that, you know, likes to do what you do, because there's 2 each of all the pieces, that you could buy one and your friend could buy something else, and then you just split them up. Where are the littles? Where are all the littles? Maybe they're at the bottom. There's a pink. We knew we saw a red somewhere in here. I'd really like a little red. Please? Oh my goodness. I know there's a little red because it shows me there's 2 different size reds. I'm going to stem on this for a minute, so don't mind me as I try to find it. We need the Jeopardy music. If I was Vicki, I'd be singing. Maybe that's it. If I was Vicki, I'd be singing, but trust me, you don't want me to do that. You do not want me to do that. Little red, aha. Okay, so do we see there the difference? And I can use the red over here because I have red here and I have red here. But look at the difference between that and that, right? It just kind of helps pull it together a little bit more. Now that's not to say that I couldn't, you know, put another little one like that in there to help kind of bring that color back together. But if I do that, I need something. I have two pieces now. I need like a third. I need a third in there because it's just, you need three. You need evens. I mean odds. You need evens. You need odds. All right, you need odds. Would that work? I think that will work. Let's just do it. So both of these are stickers. Cheryl says she's camping. She's enjoying some peace and quiet, loving every second of it too. Good for you, Cheryl. Good for you. Terry, that's very important. There's a little public service announcement. Terry said, I was working on This Is Me last week. I scanned through a year of photos on my phone and couldn't find one photo of just me. So good reminder, take pictures of yourself, right? Yeah, big, that's important, right? And a lot of times we don't feel like we like ourselves in photos, right? I know, I'm right there with you. We feel like we don't like ourselves in photos, but you know what? You need them. You need them. So figure it out. Get over it, right? Even here's the thing. If you're body conscious and you don't want to have your body in a photo, well, then take a photo from the mid chest up, right? Above the breast up. Turn it at an angle. If you turn it at an angle towards the camera, as opposed, it's funny. I am like turning here as I'm talking about this. Turn it at an angle towards the camera as opposed to being face on or head on. That becomes very slimming. You can tell I've been practicing these things, right? Yeah, just sometimes in your life, you're not quite exactly where you want to be. Oh, now this is interesting. Look what's happening. Because this is a little bit transparent, translucent, that color is totally changing on me, right? It's changing because it's lighter. And then when I stack it, guess what? We're just going to do it. When I stack it, then it's totally, woo, transparent, translucent, right? We can see the other flower underneath it, but that's all right. We don't need to change it. If I put that little guy there, ooh, all right. We need something. I think we need another something here, something there. So if we put, I could put, let's look here. What if, I'm going to put love this right there. I'm going to put love this, although I think I want the other version of this. Hang on. I don't think I'd use that one. I need to get that to separate. I need a bigger cardstock. There we go. Okay. Let's do love this there, and then I'll figure out something else. I need to kind of layer a few more things in there. Not quite where we want it to be yet. Love this. It's too small. Get a different size stamping block out. And I'm making a giant mess, but that's what's happening. All right, love this. Did I use black yet? I didn't. I don't think I have black out yet. Oh, I'll just move that over there. So always test. I tested. We have to test to make sure, right? We have to test to make sure that it looks good, that we like it, that we like the color, that there's no lint in the stamp that's going to affect this ink adhering to the stamp. And that it's on the stamping block straight, right? That's really important too. Let's see. Wanda said it reminds her of the Brady Bunch. Jody, exactly. Do a headshot, right? Do a headshot. There are actually some really great videos on YouTube where people like show you how to pose for a photo. And it's amazing because what they show you is the don't do this, do this. So you see both versions or both iterations. And it's amazing. Like they'll show, I mean, like they'll take a person, and I'm not saying that weight is everything because it could be height as well. But they'll have somebody stand straight on and take a photo and then just turn at an angle, shoulder facing the camera. Same outfit, same distance, everything. You'd be shocked at the difference. You would be shocked. So if you hate how you look in photos, next time you're just scrolling on the internet, grab, go onto YouTube and search for a video like that and just kind of start to see, if it's just one or two things that you can like turn your shoulder and it makes a big difference, then you know what, we should totally do that, right? I feel like now I might need to do something over here, maybe another stamp. I probably should have put love this over there because it would have fit. Actually, let's do this. It would have fit. Let's do this little row of hearts. That little row of hearts. So with this little row of hearts, I'm going to use it one way, but I designed it to be used two different ways. So that little row of hearts is all open. Okay, so you can stamp a row of hearts, but then there's also a single solid heart. So you could stamp your one row of hearts in black and then stamp, let's say if you wanted, you could stamp the solid heart in red and then fill in all of those little hearts or stamp different colors in the little row, okay? You could even make a border of hearts by just repeating that stamp a couple times. All right, I think we'll just do that down below the Hey Darling. And we don't have any black yet on that other page other than the photo. And I definitely did the photo black and white for a reason. Whatever we were wearing definitely didn't match with this. So I just printed it in black and white. That's easy. There we go. Cute. Look at how cute those little hearts are. Just plain little outline hearts. They don't even have to be colored in. Just cute. All right. So now I think what I will do, I think I will use that inside heart for my little bullets over here. So this is this is going to be a list where I say things that are about us, and then some things about Nick and some things about me. Now, probably I will redo this list again in my This Is Us Traveler's Notebook and spend a lot more time. This is us, this is him, this is her, this is me, this is whatever. So doing a lot more kind of for each of us, if that makes sense. But for this one, this is what I'm doing. You could have a whole traveler's notebook of this, especially if you were doing this like for a family. You really could have a whole traveler's notebook. Hence the This Is Us Traveler's Notebook Project Kit. All right, here's this little guy. Before, I didn't talk about this before. I just grabbed the stylus and started stamping. This is one of my products, a little stamping stylus. It is a stamping block for your really teeny stamps, okay? So your really teeny tiny stamps, even if you have a small 1x1 stamping block, it's still really large for your little teeny tiny stamp. So that super familiar shape for us, right? It's like a pen or pencil. So it makes it very easy to stamp your little tiny stamps. Now we need to figure out a color. I feel like I better get this guy on there because I'm gonna forget him. But look at, I also have these guys. What might work over here? What might work? Let's see. We'll get this guy down and then figure out where to go from there. Okay. Making mental notes in my head about that potentially. Ooh. Moved a bit. Okay. Now, what else might we want to put here? We have these little guys. We could maybe what if this comes up here? No, I don't like that. Nope, not there. Maybe not him. We're just trying, right? We're just pulling things up and trying. There. Nope. That's going to take a little bit more work down there. That guy can stay, but it's going to take a little bit more work. All right, let's go to our list. We need to find a color. We need to find a color. Now, as much as that color would work, I don't want to do that, right? We don't want to do that one. That mustardy color. It would just kind of bring the whole thing down. I love it as an accent, but I want to get a little brighter over here. Obviously, I have a number of different colors that I could pull in. I don't want to pull in the blue. I just think that would be, there's such a small amount of blue used here. It would be odd over here. Really, I need to try to probably stick to one of those two colors, I think. Same for the green. I think it would just be out of place, even though there's a little bit there. So let's look at maybe a red. I don't think there's really that pinkish color. We tried this last week because this was, I think that was saltwater taffy that we had played with. And let's just try. I don't know, it might not be bad. I mean, it's not quite right. We might be better off with a red. So let's look for a red. There's lots of reds, and reds are quite a bit different from one another. That coral, abandoned coral, works over here, but it's kind of not really there. All right, the reds, whether it's more bluish red, like candied apple would work. Barn door, a little bit of deeper, I think too deep. Crackling campfire is more of an orangey red. I don't know, maybe it's crackling campfire. Let's do it. Let's do it. If you have not seen me pull this out before, those are my swatches. I swatch all of my inks so that I can quickly go through them and find the color that I want, as opposed to having to bring all these things out. All right. Wanda says she thinks she needs that stamp set. I can't remember if I said this or not yet, friends. One of the two giveaways, the after party giveaway, right? We did a live giveaway, but after party giveaway are the giveaways that take place in the comment section once the video is over. One of the after party giveaways is the This Is Us stamp set. Again, not the one that I'm using. Let's see if we're gonna like that. I think that's a pretty good red. I like it. Now, while I have this out, I'll just show you when I was talking before about using the solid to fill in. Well, I didn't do that very well. I'm going too fast with this, but that was what I meant. Now, keep in mind, I went really fast. The first one looks really good, but they don't have to be perfect. That is something that you could do with both of those stamps together. Okay, here we go. We're now ready for this. We're now ready to write. All right, that's a juicy, holy cow, that's juicy. I can see it. I'm gonna clean that. Let me clean that first. It just did not look like it was a little not in place in the very front of it. So let's try it again. I don't know, that made no sense what I said. It made sense what I, in my brain it made sense. So I think what I'm going to do when I stamp, I'm not going to stamp as hard. All right, so this is us. This is us. So we have been married for 29 years, together for 31. If you are new to this type of memory keeping, scrapbooking, whatever you want to call it, I think it's very approachable because you are not, you don't have to be Ernest Hemingway. That's what I like to say. You don't have to be Ernest Hemingway. I'm telling our story here, and all I'm doing is the facts, basically just the facts. So it makes it a little bit easier to some people and more approachable than having to sit down and try to write your story for us, whoever us is. All right. This is where, I guess that's the only thing that's us together. So he's 58. I'm 55 at this time in my life, not for very much longer. What's today? I'm 55 for exactly one more month. And then I go to 56. So this is just kind of like a him, her, he, me. It could say he, she. He's 58, I'm 55. He's been at McQueen, the company he works for 33 years. And then I've been doing mail by mail for 5. That blows my mind. That 5 years. 5 years. That's crazy. He's calm. I'm a ball of stress. Although ball of stress, I don't think that's quite right. I think it's like a ball of nerves, or I don't know. Anyhow, that's what. He's calm. I am not. He is the calming person in the relationship. He golfs and skis and fishes. And I shop and organize and craft and read and walk. I better throw walk in there for good measure, because here he is doing all these outdoor things and I'm like, meh. Yeah. Sometimes I walk, right? Sometimes I walk. Hello, Julie Francis. Welcome, welcome. All right, what do we have next? He likes TV. I like music. Like when he's out of town, the TV is not on until I go to bed, and then I watch HGTV to fall asleep. And now we both have a good sense of humor. Well, I don't know if anyone would call it good, but we both very much, that's how we get through a lot of things, is with a sense of humor. We both love to travel. Cards. Oh, like cards. What does that mean? Play cards. And then we'll just end that with like to have fun. How about that? Love to have fun. I'll say have fun together. Okay, there we go. So that is I was just kind of leaning on I've been having some back issues lately, so that was odd. I was kind of leaning off to one side there. Hello, Mary J. Blige, nice to see you. Hello, hello. Joe Disney fan, I almost missed you. She said, hi, squirrels, wanted to pop on and hang out for a bit. You have a surprise birthday party you need to go to soon. How fun, enjoy. All right, so there we go. I mean, I think we're pretty good. I think the only thing I'm going to do is I still need to do something over here, but I'm not sure what. Maybe what if we just do a rainbow? What if we just do a rainbow? That rainbow kind of fits right there in the center of that circle. Meh, it looks like I kind of just shoved it there, which I did, but that's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to stress today. Not going to stress about it. No need to stress. Let me look over here. As I say, well, I'm not going to stress, and then I start looking for something else. How cute are those little mushrooms? Aren't those darling? No, they could, here's the thing. They could totally go here. I'd be fine with it. Maybe I should just do it. I like those mushrooms. They're cute. I think they're cute. I mean, there's nothing about mushrooms that has anything to do with the list, and that's okay. We don't have to be literal as we're working here, right? Oh, how about this? Let's just do this. Let's get rid of this guy. And we'll put these on here. All right, there. And then I need one more little flower in there. And then we're going to call this list good. And then we'll be ready for our third list. Do you believe that? We're almost ready for our third list. Well, that's because we had some of this done already from last time, but all right, what if we use this one? This one? Now, we don't really need this guy because he's just kind of now there floating by himself. Oh, there we go. I layered it. All right, so here we go. Here is our list. This is us. And that is using Groovy Darling. I need to do a little, I'm going to date this. So I'm going to use this roller date stamp. Today is July 20th. $2024. Where's the zero? Oh, other way. Oh, well, I was actually probably already there. Whatever. All right. My other roller date stamp is packed away for me to go today. I'm working in when you know, a little bit of time. You never know. Sometimes it's windy, and if it's windy, then the you know, what's that thing called? The awning. The awning can't be out. And so if it's windy and there's dirt blowing in your face, then you have to go inside the Harvey. And so then I need, you know, I brought my Kindle too, but I'm going to do some fun playing in my traveler's notebook. I'm going to document my kind of glue book or junk journal style, our last trip in Harvey. So I'm excited to play. All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't quite get that because it's not, oops, so that's the lid, Lael. You're not going to get much ink on the lid. This is not even here as I'm doing that. There we go. Okay, July 20th, 2024. So that is going to go right below that little, I got a little bit of ink on here that I don't want to be on there. On that other side. All right, we're ready. We're ready to stamp that. I'm going to get this a little bit closer to me so I can see, okay? Oh. Ah! Look what I did. Look what I did. So, we're not going to cry, right? We're not going to cry or be sad. I was trying to go too fast. So what we're going to do to fix that, we are going to, looking for a little label here. Where are my little labels? Or this is what we'll do. We will get a word strip sticker. We're going to get a little word strip sticker, a white one. Love you. Too long. It's not long enough. All you need is love. How about that? All you need is love. Is this too long? There we go. Okay. No reason to be sad. We just covered it up with a sticker. Just covered it up with sticker. Ms. L. Cut off at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So we have just a little bit under an hour. Yes, and thank you for the heads up, Terry. Thank you, thank you. Joe Disney fan said, these are great pages. Love the whole This Is Us / This Is Me / Us series. So if you are, I've been talking a little bit about the This Is Us Traveler's Notebook Project Kit. If you're not familiar with that, go to the website, laylabymail.com, and search for This Is Us, or just click on project kits. Because I do kind of a flip through of the project, and then I talk a lot about how you approach it. Kind of like when we started this list on how we approach it. If we are approaching it from a couple perspective, like I did this, or a family perspective, friends, pets, whatever it is. All right, so then now I'm just going to do this for the sake of time. I am going to do, where's the other side of the list? Here we go. I'm going to do it right down here. So we're doing 7/24. So that's in July 2024. So I just kind of did it over here. Just, you barely see it. All right, and that was kind of a happy accident. That happening is a happy accident. I feel like this white now kind of brings the white all together. It needed something like that there, so it worked. At least that's what I'm going with, right? That's what I'm going with. You can always fix a stamping mistake. I know some people are very hesitant to stamp because you're worried about doing what I just did, right? I stamped with the date stamp and was trying to go too fast, and it didn't stamp all the way. But we had a sticker. Or what I could have done alternatively, I could have then stamped on a piece of white cardstock and then cut it out and just put it right there. I could have stamped the date on a label sticker and put it right there. You can pretty much figure out a way to fix everything, right? Pretty much. No use crying over partially stamped things. Okay, let's get this into the Traveler's Notebook. So look, this is me, this is us. Now, just like we talked about doing this type of list every year, we want to do the same thing here. I want to do this list at least once a year. I could also do this list for the 4 members of our family, right? Nick and myself and Jack and Sam. But I think it's kind of a fun thing to do on an annual basis because it shows, right? We change. At least the one thing, or actually the 3 things that we will know for sure change on this list, that will say 30, it'll say 59 and 56. The other things could be totally the same. But they could change. Maybe I'll decide I cross, no, that would never happen again. Forget that. Erase. I was gonna say maybe it'll say started CrossFit again. Yeah, no, that won't happen. That won't happen. That was pretty much a full-time job. It wasn't a job either. Yeah, I looked pretty awesome. I was in amazing shape. I felt really good until I started getting injured, and then that all, kind of went to heck in a handbasket. Heck in a handbasket. Because I really shouldn't say that other word on live. Okay, here we go. And we are going to put this away, and we're getting ready for our 3rd list. Okay, friends? We're getting ready for our 3rd list. So don't forget, that is the first giveaway. A This Is Us stamp set. All right, let's get this put away. Get these put over here. So as I'm cleaning up, let's talk about our 3rd list for today. Our 3rd list is a list that we do on a monthly basis, and it is called What a Day. Prior to this year, when we were doing this list, it was called Today Looks Like This. Now it's called What a Day because there's a stamp set that I released that's called What a Day. So the idea behind, I should be putting all these away in there. Oh well. The idea behind What a Day is it's basically a little mini time capsule. You pick a day and you make a list of what you did that day. I always say I would love so very much. You might think, well, that's silly. Like, who wants to know that? Well, I would love to have had a list like that my grandmother did. Like, what was her day like? What was a typical day like? Not even a typical day, any day in her life. In the 40s, how about that? Or my mom, any day in her life in the 70s. I would even have loved it if I was doing this. What was my life like a regular day when I was in high school or college or when I was a brand new mom and I was up for all hours of the night and sleep deprived and, you know, drinking caffeine by the gallon. Anyhow, it's just a fun way, I think, to chronicle the really basic everyday, not even routine. I don't even want to call it a routine because, I mean, you could have it be your routine. But if I was going to do a routine list, I'd probably do like a list that said routine as opposed to just, you know, just a random day. So this is what that is. It's a random day. Let me get this put away. I start out so organized and then I don't know what happens. Does this go here? Oh, it does. There we go. I'm going to check the chat while I'm putting this away. Let's see. Nancy said, I think this layout is great. You can tell your kids and grandkids how you meet and all the details by having it in your writing as a memory forever. Yes, I love it. 100%. Belinda, great reminder. Thumbs up, friends. That'd be awesome. Wanda said she will definitely do the spread. She and her husband have a great story. Right. You can totally tell your story. Like if you have an interesting way that you met, or an interesting way that a proposal or anything like that. There's a whole full 8.5 by 11 sheet of ideas in that project kit that I give you in terms of this, of how to like really, really, really document us. Oh, Terry, and you know what? I want to read what Terry said because she brings up a great point. She said the hardest thing for This Is Me this year was on last year's list. I was a daughter. This year, not. Terry's mother passed away last year. She said, hard, but it's okay. Last year, I wasn't a grandma. This year, I am. I love this yearly list. So, Terry, let's just maybe look at it a different way. You are always a daughter, right? You're once a daughter, always a daughter. It's just a little bit of a different daughter now because your mother is not here. Doesn't mean that you're still not a daughter, but I totally get what you mean because that was a big change, and I know that was super hard. I know that was super hard for you. All right, so my last list, as I said, is What a Day. I have pulled out. I told you this is just funny because now, like literally every other list in this Traveler's Notebook is a Vicky list. I pulled out Old Soul. All right, so Old Soul is, she has 4 different mixed media packs, and they're embellishment packs. So Old Soul, they all have, I think, 200 pieces, around 200 pieces, but they're a mixture of washi stickers, cardstock, clear acetate, lots of fun things in the pack. And it's kind of like a Vicky bust up, right? They took, there's 4 themes: artist, soul, Old Soul, nature, and travel. They've kind of pulled artwork from her past collections, like her whole library of collections, and grouped them into like different categories, which is awesome because if you're a Vicky lover, maybe you're like a recent Vicky lover and missed some of her past collections, these are great things to pick up. So these are also linked, the Old Soul was linked under the What I'm Using. So what I've pulled out a couple of things. I pulled out these. I pulled that out. I pulled this out, but I'm not going to use this one, and I'll tell you why in a sec. I pulled these 2 pieces out of Old Soul. I am going to use for a background my 6x8 graph paper or grid paper. All right, if you've missed these, I maybe last month came out with 2 different 6x8 paper packs under Lail by Mail, One is that graph or grid paper with the light blue, and then the other one is just a lined. So in most cases, you see me use white cardstock, but sometimes you still want a really neutral background for a list or a project, but you want something a little bit more, and that's where those 6x8 papers come in. They're a little bit more, right? You have the grid or the graph and the line. So I used, let me see. Oh, I used that here for the background. I used the grid paper there for the background. I don't know if I've used it anywhere else in here. Yep, no, so that's what I'm gonna do. This is going to be a 2-page list, although this 1-page list is going to be completely, totally decorative, okay? Totally decorative, that's it. So, now I don't want it to just be white though, because if it was just going to be white, you'd be like, well then why don't you just do it here? So I want to put a little bit more color in. I'm gonna use background paper. So this is her mixed media, I think it's called the mixed media paper pad, but there's nothing really mixed media about it. There's no her watercolor paper or her foundations paper or vellum or anything like that. It's just 12x12 pattern paper. That, really that pad has patterns that coordinate all across all 4 of those mixed media embellishment kind of themed packs that we were talking about, okay? So that's what I'm using. That is what I am using. So I had these actually pulled out from one of our last lists, that one. I'm just looking for a little bit, I've used too much of that, although I think there's another one. I'm looking for a little bit of color, just a super basic background. Let's go to the paper pad and see what we have. Wrong color, right? I want something that kind of goes with that. And I need 2 because it's kind of a 2-page list. And really, I only need a little bit of a background. You know what? This could be really fun because we kind of have the typewriter over there. I like it. Let's do that. Let's do that. Or, okay, hang on. Hold on. Hold on. We could do this. Because then we pull in a little bit more of that color, right? I guess it just depends. Oh yeah, we need to do that. It just depends on how much color we want and how subtle we want it to be. I want that. But this would be a really fun one too because of the typewriter. Alrighty. This pad does not come in a 6x8 or else I would have brought the 6x8 in. But sometimes we use 12x12. It works, we just cut it down. All right, so we know because our inserts are 5x8.25, we want to have background that is going to be 4 3/4 by 8. 4 3/4 by 8. So let's trim to 8 first. And then we get 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. This is funny. Really, there is no orientation to this particular pattern when it's the polka dots, but I can see there's very faint text there. So I'm upside down or sideways or whatever, but it doesn't matter because we're just using this for a background. So we'll kind of be there and there. And I'm going to work off the page. I've basically been working off the page on all of my lists. When I say off the page, I'm building my list here and then inserting them, as opposed to working directly in the insert. And in this case, I work directly in the insert. So if I can work off the page, usually I'll work off the page just because it's a little bit easier. All right, now this is going to be our background. We already decided that. So that's what we'll do our list on and do our little kind of stamping and decorating and all that. So we need this to be 3 3/4 by 7 because that's just always what I do. 7 by 3 3/4. Ooh, that's a lot. Before I get too much further, let me double check. All right, I need to, it could work on this side, it doesn't work on this side. So I'll explain why in a second. I'm gonna put that off to the side and I'm going to get another one of those papers. In the paper packs, there are 12 sheets. You have 12 sheets single-sided of that little pattern. So I can't go 3 3/4 because I am going to use from the new Here's the Story stamp set, because it's a story, right? It's a story of a lovely lady. Okay, who knows what that's from? Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. The story is, this was not going to work. It was not, I didn't make it wide enough. I want to use story, so I need to make it a little bit wider. Hello, Stephanie Hackney. I recognize Stephanie's name. Stephanie, I don't know how, CHA or something, but we go back a long time, right? A long time. Stephanie said, I'm new to watching your List With Me videos. I'm really intrigued by this method of memory keeping. It's basically bite-sized chunks of life. Exactly. It's exactly what it is, a bite-sized chunk of life. You're telling your story in a really, I think, easy way. All right, so I can't go my regular 3 3/4 because I need to make sure I have enough room for that. So I might want to go 4 1/4. Let's go 4 1/4. So if I go 4 1/4, then half, I'll go 7 1/2. Let's look. 4 1/4. Oh yeah, that totally works. 4 1/4, 7 1/2. All these pieces I will save, and I'll for sure save this one because it's normally the size that I would do. I just have a wider stamp here. So 4 1/4, 7 1/2. Sometimes you go to trim and you look at your trimmer and you're like, what the heck? What am I doing? I had a little moment of that there. Just had a little brief moment. A brief moment of what the heck am I doing? All right. There's one. Oh, before I get too far, I need to round those outside corners. Those of you that like to use a MISTI or a stamping platform, if you are working on a list like this and you're doing it off the page, then you can take your paper and put it into the MISTI or the stamping platform. It's really, really, really hard to do in there. There you go, Joe. Joe Disney fan said you love the Brady Bunch, but so do I. Great show. Yeah, that was a lovely lady. It was Brady Bunch. That was the Brady Bunch. I love the Brady Bunch. I need to find it like on syndication somewhere. Oh, I know. Marilee told me. Marilee told me where I can find it. I wrote it down, but now I don't remember. I would love to just go back and rewatch that whole thing. Rewatch the whole thing. All right. So I loved this typewriter. I thought that would be a lot of fun. In that same pack was this that says the story. All right. And I thought, well, that would be kind of fun because I'm telling a story. But then I started thinking about the What a Day stamp set. The What a Day stamp set is very linear, right? Sans serif font, so it doesn't have the little feet and legs and hats on the letters. So really pretty linear. So if I'm doing this on the left, and then I've got this little scripty script on the right that doesn't kind of really work together as well. That's when I decided I'm going to do the story. So now if I put the story over here, and this tends to work a little bit better with that type of font than over here. Marilee, there we go, Me TV. Me TV, that's it, that's it. Stephanie, let's see. Yes, we do. I used to run Paper Crafters Corner. There we go, that's right. And share all the new goodies when they came out with my audience. We chatted at every CHA, great memories, yes. For those of you who don't know, as we're talking about CHA, CHA was a, well, it still is, Crafters Home, no, not Crafters Home Association, Craft and Hobby Association. So there were at one time 3 annual trade shows for kind of paper crafting, scrapbooking, and now there really is maybe one-ish, kind of not even one-ish, but way back in the day, that was a huge industry thing, and that's where all the retailers would go to buy all the new product, and that's where all the manufacturers would go to show the new product. And yes, I met many, many, many people in this amazing industry through those trade shows. Lots of great connecting at those. I'm actually, I think, going to just grab a little glue pen here. But yes, that's how. I know Stephanie, a little blast from the past. So Stephanie, this listing, well, we've been doing it here on my YouTube channel for about 4 years. Started the very first week of the pandemic, and we've just been kind of going strong ever since. I just never stopped. Never really stopped doing it, actually. I don't want that there. Now that I remember, I wanted to stamp something below that title too. So we lift that up. Oh yes, the lifting tool. The lifting tool. Just lifted that right up. That's one of the little products on my website, not mine. I mean, I didn't make it, but it's a lifting tool. That's what I call it, a lifting tool. So did you see how I just was able to slide right under that? Okay, and then replace it. All right, let's do this. This story. I think that I'm going to end up leaving town with a giant mess in this room, which is not something I generally do. But it is what it is. I should tell Sam, because when we leave, Sam comes and house sits and Reggie sits. I guess it's kind of like a dad babysitting. Reggie is Sam's cat, but Sam cannot have a cat where he is. So Sam got a cat and then moved and now can't have a cat where he had, long story, but I'll tell Sam to clean it up. Could you imagine? Sam, come clean up the mess in my craft room. Oh, that would not go over well. Sam is 23 and a half. He's not someone, I should have inked that. That's okay. He's not someone that I would really want putting things away in my craft room. I'd open up a cupboard and all of it would fall out. I could have him put away the lights and all that though, for sure. For sure. Okie dokie, now we get that outlining out of the way that has to be done every time. Okay, the story. And that kind of works with a little typewriter, right? This will be black. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure, it will be black. And then I don't know, maybe I should have not made it black. I'm gonna make it black. I was really thinking that a blue might be fun, but it's okay. I'm just gonna make it black because this is so inked up right now. Really quickly. Always gotta test it. Always, always, always. This is an old one. Old testing notebook. Okay, all right, now we can re-ink. I did leave, I can tell, I'm not gonna re-ink yet. I did leave, that was black. This is a brand new stamp set. Well, brand new in that it just was released. And I was in a very big hurry when my samples came in and I had to test them. And you can see I didn't clean that off well enough. The reason I decided to I'm cleaning it and then I can re-ink is because the little bit of that inked residue that was on the stamp was kind of preventing some of the ink from adhering to the stamp, so it was a little bit splotchy. So that's why I decided to clean it. But now that I've done that, you know what I might do now? Don't ever be afraid to start over. Like if you do a test and something doesn't look right, clean, dry, and you can start over. You always want to make sure to dry though. We talked about that before. The drying after it's wet is really important. The reason the drying is super important, depending on what type of ink you're using, this is a pigment-based ink. Pigment-based inks take a minute, not an actual minute, they take a hot minute, whatever, to dry. They take a little bit of time to dry, maybe like 30 seconds or something. But if you have cleaned it off and so wet it, you don't dry it, and then you ink with a pigment-based ink, pigment-based inks are water reactive, so it will change the property of the ink. depending on the color, let's say if it's like a turquoise, it might bring in a little bit of green because the ink is reacting with the water. So let me just show you a quick example of this. This would have been where it did not, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. So you might not be able to see it on camera. That is cracked pistachio. It was not dry enough before it was re-inked. So you can see part of it's green and part of it's kind of a bluish color. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Can you see that a little bit? You probably can't see it as well. Anyhow, you will have changes. It's reacted with water. That's what it reacted with the water. What was that? Oh my gosh, well, what was that color? Was that chipped sapphire I decided I liked? Faded jeans, prize, chipped sapphire. Yes, that's what we're going with. So, chipped sapphire. I'm going to stamp that, and then over here, I'll stamp in blue as well. That is what we're going to do. I love the look of black. I really, really, really like the look of black, but get the color in there, right? Usually I stick to black, but I've used color today. I'm just trying to find a spot here. That's why I have a new book. It's just, oh, here we go. This is all test stamping. Either when brand new stamps come in or, all right, I wasn't paying enough attention to, it wasn't quite even there when I did that. That's why that S did not stamp. So I want to make sure to re-ink and get lots of ink and then nice even pressure when I apply that. So here we go. The story. Nice even pressure. I don't want to rock the stamp. If I rock the stamp, it tends to make it the letters thicker on the top and on the bottom because you're applying more pressure on the top and the bottom. There we go, the story. Oh, I love that blue. I'm so glad I went with that blue. That chipped sapphire looks really nice with that. All right, so now we're gonna set this off to the side for a second. We'll still come back and do something with that. Let me clean this one really quickly. Always a good idea to just clean right away. All right, just get your stuff cleaned right away. It's much easier to clean when the ink is still wet versus if the ink has dried and kind of set on the stamp. I'm not going to bother drying it. Golly, I just had my nails done yesterday. I'm not going to bother drying it. You know I gotta get that off. My inky fingers. I'm not gonna bother drying it because I'm not using it again right away. Good idea to have wet paper towels or wipes or something with you when you're stamping, because not so much it was on my fingernail, but because of this. So I have that ink on my fingers. And if I then go to like touch that, I will end up with blue fingerprints on there. So I always like to do a quick check, a quick finger check before you move on to the next thing. Thank you, Terry. Less than 30 minutes. I think we will. Well, we'll be close for sure. We'll be close. So there's that. Now over here, when it comes to the what a day part, I need to take a look at one of the last lists that we did when we did what a day. Oh, here we go. So that is an example of a what a day. That is a single page, right? I didn't do another page over here, but basically same idea. So with that what a day stamp set, you have the months of the year, which by the way, that same font is the newer Olive Alpha. So if you like that font, it's available in Olive Alpha. You have your numbers, second, third, fourth, your little whatever those things are. You have a little strip of days of the week, and then you have all these other little word strips to kind of work in with it. So the day that I'm doing is June, because we didn't get to June. So June it was June 29th. What I do, and I'm a little bit odd when it comes to this, but there's a reason. I could, on one stamp block, like set all of that up on one stamp block. I got it, Colleen. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could set it up on one stamp block, but I like to control how close I can place my stamps. So I'm going to stamp everything individually, including the 2 and the 9. I think we might start with those first. There isn't a 9, and that is on purpose because you turn the 6 upside down to get the 9, and you turn the 9 upside down to get the 6. Same exact number. Okay, so if I start to kind of place this out, let me just do a quick little measurement here to see about where I start those from the top of the page. Oh, right about 2 inches. Am I close? Oh, I know why I had to do 2 inches there. So it's really more like from here. So we start that one right about 1.5, which I'm pretty close. Actually, I'm kind of dead on. So that will go there. So I needed to do the 2 and the 9 and the TH. One of the things that's kind of nice about stamping on that grid paper is I can use those lines to make sure that my things are straight, my stamps are straight as I'm stamping them. So let me just make a little pencil mark. That's about where this is about where the edge of the block will be. So I just made that little mark and then I remember where the edge is. So that should keep me pretty in good spacing. All right. And the idea with this is not to do like an amazing jam-packed, you have 80 things on your list day. Well, I mean, you could do it that way if you want, but for me, it's just I pick a day and then whatever happens that day, that's the day. And I think it's fun to have a good like cross section of lists. So you may have a day where you don't get out of bed, and that's okay, right? If you don't get out of bed, then talk about you got up and you brushed your teeth and maybe you combed your hair, maybe you changed from your pajamas to sweatpants, and then you watched the Today Show, and then you binge watched Welcome to Wrexham, and then you had lunch, and I mean, whatever the day is. Whatever the day is. Right here is where I'm going. 2. This is June 29th. All right. We'll get our 9. Stephanie said, just opened my mailbox and what did I find? My package from Lael. I can't wait to play with my new toys. Stephanie asked, what have you bought from Lael lately? All right, ladies. What have you bought? It's like, what have you done for me lately? I mean, not that. There's a song, right? What have you done for me lately? And that's not what I meant, but that just sounded really odd. You know me, I wouldn't say that. Stephanie is asking, like, what have you bought lately? That was good. That was good. All right. What have you bought? What have you bought? I can tell you what you've bought. Well, not person by person. I used to be able to have a much better idea, but now that I don't do any of the shipping, then now I don't know. I will tell you, a lot of you have bought the brand new 7 by 11.5 storage pouches. Yeah, because those are brand new. Those just came in this week. Those are super fun. Those have been selling really well. Here's my 9. Alrighty. Okay, so now the chat is just like, there we go. Julie, lots of stamps in her 2 books. Yes. The 2 idea books. Oh, the fussy cutting scissors. Yes, those are a favorite. Love my fussy cutting scissors. Thank you, Zen Girls. Janet Jackson. Yep. Janet Jackson. See, Nick's the TV guy. I'm the music guy. Gal, whatever. So 29. Now I need the little TH. And for the little TH, will it fit? No, it won't fit on that. I don't want to use that stamping block. Like I said, I find it way easier if you right size stamping block with a stamp. It just so much easier to do it that way. Oh, I better test that. Okay, it looks good. "29th. All right. I've got blue. Oh my goodness. I have blue. Oh, I know why I have blue. It's because I have blue all over my chamois from cleaning. Good thing I don't have to go somewhere fancy. I'd have blue all over my fingers. All right. So now above that, I need to do the, what did I do with that little days of the week one? Did I pull that off already? Oh, here it is. It's stuck to the other side of the sheet. All right, another stamping block for that one. Little guy. So this is just SMTWTFS. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you can circle, you know, whichever day of the week it was. Ooh, guess what? I don't remember what day of the week. 29th. June 29th. Hang on. Do you know what? Was that June 29th? Oh, it was. God, man, I'm thinking of May. I'm not even looking at my own list. I'm like, that wasn't a Sunday. I think June 29th was a Sunday, if I look at the calendar. Wait, 30 days past Saturday. It was a Saturday. It was a Saturday, and we were not listing that day. But we were in town. That's because Jack and his girlfriend came in the next day. All right, so next up, I do this little guide. That's my little days of the week that I can circle. And then above that is, ooh, I probably went a little bit too high because now I have to still fit in June. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Tim Scrubber's block. Take ink and paint right off your hands. I don't even know what that is, Stephanie. I'll have to look for that. No clue what that is. But I need it. Tammy said she got the new pouches. Excited to organize. Yes. I actually packed some away with me for the weekend. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, it is, hang on. I should have one handy. Oh, here we go. These 7 by 11.5. Fun. All right, so now we need June. June. Will it work on that one? Not quite. So on the website, I have all kinds of assorted sizes, shapes of stamping blocks. That little guy is one of mine, a little by mail one. That's I think 1.25. I have a set of these little cylinder ones. So there's kind of a one size and then a smaller size, and then my little stamping stylus for the bullet stamps. Okay, June. I love this font. Had to turn it into an alpha. June. There we go, June. And that was a Saturday, right? So we'll just do this. Saturday. And I can come back in now and erase that little guy. Now I'm so nervous about my hands because they're totally blue. I mean, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous because my hands are blue, but I'm nervous that I'm going to get blue ink on myself. I should always have 2 stamp chamois in here. Should always have 2 stamp chamois because when I do like a dark color like that, then I could set it off to the side. All right, so next up, we are ready to start our list. Basically, we're just talking about what happened. What happened during the day. Now I'm going to put this back here. I love that blue. That blue is so good. Chipped sapphire. That just works perfectly with that. I'm so glad I did blue instead of black. That's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I like that. I mean, generally I just would have done black and called it good, but. So sometimes I like to do a little kind of separator here. because when I start writing, I want to have a little bit of a visual separator between all of that and then the writing. But before I get too far, I need something else down here. So I had pulled a couple of other things out of that. I pulled a couple of other things out of that Old Soul embellishment or mixed media pack or whatever it's called. That little ruler and then this little ticket. Isn't that funny? Look at, and I didn't, must have, maybe that was subconscious that I ended up doing. Oh yeah, no, I was going to turn it this way. Now they'll be together, but I don't want it to be, I don't want it like that. And I don't want some there. So I think it's just, this is just going to go here. I'm not going to have it bleed on the other one. And then this, even though it's kind of now sideways, that's how I want it to go. All right, so we need a little bit of adhesive and a little bit of adhesive. But I don't want it to go the full way, so I'm gonna rip it. Rip it, kind of like, looks like washi tape. And then this guy will go here, but I don't want, just trim some of this so it doesn't have that rounded edge, so it looks like it's just kind of bleeding off the edge, like I did the one above it. Now okay, this didn't even occur to me until I looked at this. So this is what a day, right? And I'm kind of listing the things that I did the day. Look at this little guy. It's like a little time card. So isn't it interesting that you have like all the little hours and then it will kind of work in here? I didn't plan it that way. As much as I'd like to say, oh yes, look how clever I was. No, I did not. However, I do feel like I need one more little thing here. I'd love to find a little flower like that, but I bet I won't. I bet I won't in here. Let me just look really quickly. Let's just pull these things out. Oh, wait. What about this? Oh, yeah. Look at, I was trying to be so good, and then I found this guy. I think that could totally work. That little butterfly, even though I won't find a flower, the butterfly will be a nice little accent, or that could work. A star could work. That star's part of something else, but if I decided I wanted to use that, I could just trim it, right? All right, let's just get all the rest of these things back in the bag. Back in the bag. So I'm gonna just start talking about a couple things, even though I'm still working. Let's just kind of, because we got to get ready to wind it down because 1 o'clock sharp, we are leaving. It's like 1 o'clock sharp. Because, you know, he wants to say, hey, why don't we leave on Friday instead? I'm like, Nick, I can't leave Friday. We've got to do list with me. We didn't do list with me last weekend because we were out of town. And the weekend before that, Jack was here and we only did it for about an hour. I'm like, nope, not doing it. So he's like, fine. Then 1 o'clock, we're leaving. Okay, that works. So I'm going to start talking about some other things as we are continuing. Oh, look at what?
10-minute warning.
I know. Did I tell you? He just walked in. 10-minute warning. Yeah.
Harvey is leaving in 11 minutes.
I know that. That's what we just said, honey. That's what I just said. Oh, I think that'll be cute. I like that there.
Leaving at 11.
Okay, he needed to say it again. Maybe tell me 8 more times. Harvey's leaving at 11. Yeah, Nick. Anyhow, so as I'm just kind of adding a few last things before we call it a day, let's just talk about a few things. We have 2 giveaways. We did 1 live. We have 2 more to do. The way you participate in a giveaway is you leave a comment on the video when it's done. Those 2 giveaways are the 2 separate people will win the This Is Us stamp set and the brand new Opposites Attract stamp set. So both stamp sets that I used in my list today. All right, so let's see. I think what I will do, I'd like a little something to go under here. And I could do it from the story. So I have Once Upon a Time, All the Feels Captured, The Best Ever, Happily Ever After. This happened. Here's the story, the highlights, how it's going, how it started. And so it begins. Long story short. Well, you know what, really? Long story short, I really actually like that, but I don't like it here. It's too small. But really, this is a long story short. This is an entire day that I'm just making a list of what happened that day. So long story short could work, but it's unfortunately not going to work here. It won't work here, but maybe we'll do this. Let's do this. We're going to make it work somewhere else because I like it. I think it would be fun. And it also happens to match the story font. Comes from the same stamp set. So long story short, we're just going to do right here. And I feel like we should do it in black. So that's what we will do. This is definitely a long story short. And some of our days are way longer stories short than others, right? So this particular stamp set works for all kinds of documenting, right? It could work for scrapbooking, absolutely. Scrapbook page, mini book, lists, what have you. Long story short. Okay, then I'm gonna find what can go over here. So here we have Unforgettable, Good Enough, Best Day Ever, What a Day. I've got this Forgettable, because sometimes days are forgettable, right? So what if, I don't know, Good Enough? What I'd really like is a longer stamp that says more, right? It says more here. Now, many of those stamps are in my handwriting, so I could just write it, or I could do this. I could get out a word strip, and I could find a black one. Oh, this is the snarky one. We probably don't want snarky. I don't know. Maybe it needed to be a snarky day. We'll see. Today is a good day. I mean, that works, right? Is that long enough for us? Not really, because my whole point was I wanted to get something that was a little bit longer. Actually, let's do that. Today is a good day, right there. All right, today is a good day. So all I need to do left, how about this? All I need to do left is list the things. And actually, I think I maybe could go really fast. Maybe really fast. Maybe. Let's just start. Okay, let's start. Let's find where the bullets are. What bullet do we want to use? We could use how about a star? No, I'm just going to make it easy. We're going to do just the circle. We'll just do the circle. We're going to keep it totally basic today. Totally basic, because then I won't have to make sure it's lined up and everything. All right, how many dots do I need? I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I have enough room for 9? 1. The very first thing I did that day, I had a cookie for breakfast. A couple of neighbors, after they saw my TV segment at the beginning of June, reached out and said, oh my gosh, we're going on trips. We'd love to will you help us learn more about that? And so one of my neighbors, I did, and I kind of set her up with a bunch of stuff. And so she brought Nick and I this box of amazing cookies. So we had cookies for breakfast. We went on a walk. I mean, it's not a regular occurrence to have cookie for breakfast, but oh, it was sure good. Cookie and a cup of coffee. It was like, had frosting on it. It was tasty. We blew up the new canoe. We bought a an inflatable canoe. We're taking that with us today. Blew up the canoe. I worked on my SS class. I worked on my class for Simple Stories. So basically, it's literally like a bulleted list of whatever I did. Oh, purged, our closet. That project is completely done, and it's brought me so much joy, I can't even tell you. Can't even tell you. We ran errands. I took a shower at some point. That was probably midday at least. Showered. Then we got cowboyed up. We got cowboyed up because then okay, we're getting close. Dinner. Through the drive-through. I'll call it the drive up, but I meant dinner at the drive-through window. Oh, and then the very last thing we did, it was the Little Big Town, Chris Stapleton, George Strait concert. Look how fast I can go when I have to. Look how fast I can go when I have to. Now, I kind of have this big trapped white space there, which is a little bit of a problem, but you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is, so I'm not going to have to worry. I'm not going to worry about it. Jody, yes, it was kind of like a crumble cookie. I know, but they're so good. Oh, yeah. But I agree with you. The crumble cookies you have to cut up because they're so rich, right? They are so rich. Let me just put this away, friends. And then we got all 3 lists done in 3 hours. That doesn't happen very often. I lost one. That does not happen very often. I probably have blue ink all over my face because at some point I probably touched my face and I probably have blue ink everywhere. All right. Let's do this. Let me turn off these lights. You've never seen me end so fast before. I saw someone, I'm not sure it was, reminded us, maybe Terry, about the Christmas in July sale. So go to laelbymail.com. You'll see that little banner right up on the homepage, Christmas in July. I know he's going to cut the power, isn't he? That would totally work, wouldn't he? So Christmas in July sale, big sale on all of last year's Christmas products. But more importantly than that is a coupon code there. I think it's XMAS. No, it's 5XMAS24. You'll see it on there, but it's off any purchase. $5 off any $25 purchase or more. It doesn't have to just be the Christmas stuff, all right? So shop if you want, play if you want, work on lists if you want, just relax. Maybe this is your escape. A lot of times, you guys, this is my escape, right? Because we come and we hang out and we play, and it's pure play, and it's laughing and having fun, which I just love doing so much with you guys. So thank you for giving me a spot to do that, and thanks for coming and being with me while I do it. If you guys had any questions I missed, just shoot me an email, laelbymail@gmail.com, or go to my website and click on Contact Us. That's probably the easiest way to do it. We'll take a close-up look at those lists next week when we are together. He's walking in. He's here. Look, he's got his finger. He's ready to. You can say
How do
hi.
I turn it off?
Well, don't put your face. Don't put this little corner of your face in. At least say hello to everyone. I know. We're going. So, you guys, we are listing together on the 27th. Okay, 27th of July. We'll be here listing again. So, thanks for joining me today. Sorry for the really hurried rush towards the end, but we're off. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye-bye. Have a great rest of the weekend.